Northwest region. The Nsong people have always been known for their unique culture, lifestyle, beautiful regalia, food, and hospitality. Messaging has always been lacking until this decade. With the rising of the chief's singing messenger, delivering every message with a song. She Lontum Yof.
bibando nyamo e bibando biyosoa bibando biyosoa bibando wonso bibando biyosoa baby kelo na we agoyere you for la sawa shingo shebo wonso wiraba agoyere you for la sawa agoyere you go jeremy agoyere you for la sawa ibu jeremy agoyere you for la sawa one lengo na yimo jowuna agoyere you for la sawa oli na zilen von mo jowuna agoyere you for la sawa one lengo na yimo maiwuna agoyere you for la sawa mo maria yimo jowuna agoyere you for la sawa nini o nini kitupasha wando kitupakilo kitupangwe lugo kitupatulaiga nini o nini o nini kitupashuya kitupasha wando kitupatulaiga kitupakilo kitupangwe luma kitupatulaiga nini ya nini o
Fellow countrymen and women, dear Ambazonians, happy Independence Day. Despite the hike in targeted summary execution of our innocent people by Paul Biya's killer squads, I still believe we are now at the twilight of our political daybreak, emptying the combined worth and wealth of a lifetime fortune into the country of our collective dream. At last, my people, the wind of total liberation is sweeping through Ambazonia, our priceless inheritance. Let's get it straight. The freedom of Ambazonia will not depend on the free will of our enemies. While we reiterate our willingness, readiness, and preparedness to a political mediation and negotiation in the existing international framework under the auspices of the Swiss-led diplomatic initiative, our resolve to statehood is well established in the will and choice of weapons of our people. We have been patient enough on our resolve for dialogue, but not even this piece of virtue in our identity should be taken for granted. The Ambazonian will is disposed to all weapons of political adaptation and survival, from the shores of Bimbia and the heights of Manfako, through the valleys of Libialem to the grass fields and the highlands of the north. We rise together, stand together, and work together. Patriotic salute to all our heroes who have gone before us. Patriotic salute to all our valiant Ambazonia Restoration Forces. Freedom greetings to our Ambazonian mothers. Patriotic salute to our fathers. And thank you, Ambazonia. Happy Independence Day. Oh, be proud to say Happy Independence Day to every one of our genocide survivors. Yes, we deserve this. Ambazonia shall be free. Long live Ambazonia. Short live the war. Viva Ambazonia Restoration Forces. Viva the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. And God bless you.
is now or never. This generation, our generation, the never again generation, has risen to fall no more. From all around the world, we look forward to October 1st with anticipation as the President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, His Excellency Dr. Samuel Ikome Sako, will be addressing the nation with nuggets that will project us into the next level of triumph on Thursday evening, September.
You can see how the flag is flying up. We have hosted the flag in Babaki. This is Babaki Tungo. We are right in the palace. We have hosted the flag up. As the flag is going up, means that we have accepted to be one Ambazonia. Angayapo somewhere reporting from Babaki Tungo. We can see what is happening in the palace. You see the population. We have about 10,000 people here hosting the flag. This is our flag. It shall remain here until the day that we have our independence. The day is not far from now. We know 1st October will be the same thing.
Home and abroad, there's jubilation everywhere. We're excited, very excited. Once again, the Commander-in-Chief, His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, Dr. Samuel Ikome Sako, has brought to us this evening the message we were waiting for. I know many have gotten what they wanted. I'm sure you have gotten what you were expecting. Right now, I have an ex-team crew on board to do an analysis. We want to dig deep. And fortunately, we're able to have Dr. Mongwa with us, who is a veteran. He has a very great understanding of our struggle, and he will be breaking it down in the simplest language possible so that we can get to know. I would move straight away to the press secretaries. I'd like to know, did the president actually hit what you expect, what the briefings were all about? So I'll be moving to Madam Comfort right now. I'm sure that she's connected and she has handled her microphone. Hello, Comfort, can you hear me? If you're still not having any sound, can we hear from Press Secretary Fondo Wado, please? Hello, I can't hear anyone. Please, I'll encourage the technicians to find out exactly what is happening, and so that we can get onto this. Dr. Mungwa, if you can hear me speak, just indicate. Hello, can you hear me? Can anyone hear me? Okay, that is awesome. Since you can hear me, I'm definitely sure that the audience can hear me, but I can't hear you. I'd like to know why I don't have any feedback. And Mike Fuzi, you're welcome. I like your suit and the flag. Can you hear me, Mike? Comrade Water, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. I think Madam Comfort, please, they have to check your sound because you're the only person we can hear from the studio. I'd like the studio managers to check it out. Just try to communicate, and I'll do that to be sure that you're connected. Check your sound, please. Okay, is Dr. Moon Munga on. Okay, Press Secretary Fondo, this has been an amazing statement from the president.
Sure that
I know
you
you
can
have
hear
a
me
lot to
now.
say. Yes, I can hear you very loud and clear. So, what
Excellent.
is
I'm very sorry for
your
that
brief take?
interruption.
I want you to tell us your brief take on this address of today.
Oh yes, I think that I'm really feel the delicious sense of pleasure with the expression of the president because he happened to have considered all the issues that were supposed to be touched, as well as the expectation of a cross section and almost all the southern Cameroonians conscious of the fact that he considered the feedback that has been brought to his table. He talked about the defense, he talked about diplomacy, he talked about education, and I feel that these are all aspects that we have been expecting the president to address. The one very important thing
Yes.
is that the president also drew the attention of the entire southern Cameroonians to be aware of the evil within, which then would mean that the oppressor would not be so strong if he did not have an accomplices among the oppressed. This would mean that the biggest enemy we have are those within, who are not even considering the idea of a second thought to come back for us to have a common front, but rather pushing a wicked agenda to support the oppressor against this oppressed. So the president was drawing the attention of each and everyone in all the county to remain vigilant, to be very conscious, and be aware of this evil within us, which was very, very important. So I should say that for the issue of defense, the president was very, very clear about it. We are going to reinforce, we are going to empower our fighters, and we are going to continue to push on until the restoration is reached. So there was a lot of hope, there was a lot of synergy, and I feel that my colleagues who are here will be able to add enough information as far as the analyzing of the speech of the president is concerned.
Can you hear me?
Wow, wow. Okay, I think your take there was really needful. You said a lot of things which I'm gonna ask some questions later. But let me get to Press Secretary Comfort. I want to be sure that your sound is okay. Smile, that beautiful smile you always give all the
Can you
time,
hear me now?
and the people want
Can
to
you
see
hear
it.
me?
Okay, I can hear you now. Finally,
Can you hear me? Oh Lord.
and then I can hear Mike. Hi, Mike. Mike Fusi. Okay, we're having a delay with Mike Fusi, but straight away, Press Comfort, talk to us. You've listened to the
Yes.
president. Did he meet your expectations?
Of course, PK, as usual, the president, he is always heavily loaded and he delivers just as expected. I think that in a very succinct manner, my learned colleague of the same
Hey,
office.
buddy. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mike, I can hear you now. Just make sure you work on your internet connection. I'll be getting in touch with you shortly. Continue, Press Comfort.
Yes, so I'm just happy that my comrade and my colleague, comrade Waters, just made a good, an overview of everything that the president said. But I just want to piggyback on what he said because it was really direct. It was straight to the point, and everything as expected has been addressed, right? From the perspective of education to self-defense to diplomacy to warning to the enemies in the house and direct and straight message both to La République du Cameroon and the international community. I like the idea that he doesn't pretend, he doesn't hide or mince his words. He lets them know that we are ready to retaliate. We will not sit again, watch, fold our arms,
Yeah.
and watch the marauders come and kill their people and go. That is very straight message, very powerful message, And I equally like they so organized a presentation, He does not only ban the courts and all the legal professions, but he chooses what is necessary because We are a country, we have our people, we have to keep them watch, we have to keep them in order. And so if we are banning the colonial courts and so on, we need our customary court, because our people will still go wrong at some point, and then they will get the due maybe chastisement which is equal to what they have done. And so we maintain our customary code. And what again, we put in place our constitution, the committee, right, to put up what we intend to be when we come back home. So it was loaded, it is full of everything, and it just paints that picture that the international community definitely notes that these people are actually a country. They know where they're
So
coming from and
indeed,
exactly what they're
indeed,
going to.
it was a very loaded outing there from the president. I can just I'm trying to visualize what is happening in Ground Zero right now, and in different parts of the world. Ground One in Ghana, in South Africa, in California, in New York. I know there is some cabinet members are still with the president right now in Washington, and they are talking maybe some form of Independence Day celebrations. So we want the public to participate as we get to find out if what the president said was what we were all expecting. So we will be opening the line before this program ends. Tell somebody to tell
Can,
somebody that we are live. We will open the
can you
lines.
hear me
We
now?
will
Can you
receive
hear
your
me?
calls from all around the world, and so that you can also share your opinion based on what you heard from the president.
Can you hear me
I
now?
want to be sure that Dr. Mungwa is connected. If he's connected, I would like him to talk to us. But if not,
You can
then
hear
I
me.
will want us to go back
Can you
to
hear
Dike,
me? Can you hear me
yes,
now?
we
yeah.
can hear
Hello,
somebody asking.
Okay, you can hear
Dr.
me,
Mungwa.
right?
Are you connected?
Okay, thank you very much. I mean, this is a very, very, very loaded speech. I was very impressed, and I'm not
Yeah,
only impressed,
I
but
like
also
them to have you on the screen, Dr. Mungwa, so that you can
can you
talk.
see me on the
Whoever is
screen?
producing should have you on screen. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Right.
we can
So
see you.
not
Yes.
only
Yes, talk
was it
to us, sir.
loaded, yes, not only was it loaded, but it contained a lot of factual issues that I think people have, maybe with the passage of time, people don't seem to understand. I mean, the depth of Dr. Sako's thought.
Yeah.
I just want to just get away a little bit, bring a corollary. What happened in South Africa during the Mandela years? Remember Chief Buthelezi? He was being funded by the white regime to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that
Yeah.
NC never succeed. And
Yep.
what happened? At the end of the day, Buthelezi failed. And we know the rest is history. So I think
Amen.
it's a warning. It's a warning to all those who think that they can be funded by La Republique and they'll be able to take power from the people. It's impossible. It cannot work. So I just want to point that out to those who think that by going behind the scene and undercutting the IG, somehow you are going to rise to the top. I think it's time for them to reflect because we are all one people. You can lay down their arms and join us, and we'll fight together to the finish line. So this is just one
Yeah,
little technical
Dr.
point I
Dr.
wanted to bring
Mungwa,
out.
please. Dr. Mungwa, I want to find out. Can you put your device on a landscape? Because the people want to see your. You have a wonderful shape. This is yeah. Just turn it on
Oh,
landscape. You have
oh
a
no,
wonderful shape
I'm
on
working.
your tie.
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm
What you
working
have
on
to
my.
do when I get out here, this is what you have to do. You go to auto rotate in your phone, put it on auto rotate, and then put it on landscape. We'll be back with you and
Okay.
ensure that you do that because there are a lot of questions I have for you. I want us to go back to Press Secretary Kondo Water. Press
Heidi, can
Secretary
you hear
Kondo
me?
Water. Oh, Ma Irene, you're welcome. I am glad to have you here. Okay,
Yes.
quickly, let's talk with Ma Irene briefly before we
Yes.
come
I
back
just
to
want
you,
to let
Comrade
me report
Kondo.
this. This is coming from one of our viewers, believe it or not. One of our supporters is a diplomat that lives in a foreign country. So let me just read what he said. What a
Thank you, please.
speech. Can you hear
Go
me?
ahead, please. Yes.
What a speech. Bravo. This guy is smart, real smart. I like his last unifying sentence. I am fighting for Amazonia, where you are born in XX, married in XS, live in XS, have businesses in XS, etc. So this is, you know what, before I even talk about the president's speech, I just want to comment about this outfit from our commander in chief. I don't know if
Yeah.
all of you were like me. I was just excited. to see our commander in chief looking like the commander in chief that he is, that he really deserves to be. This speech is it, of course, he gives good speeches. This is one classic, classic in all aspects.
I hope you were not, Irene. I hope you were not busy admiring the speech and didn't get it, because there are some things he said that concerns you directly, concerns your
Oh,
department, that I will be asking. So I
sure. No,
want
no,
to
no.
believe that you enjoyed it. So before we get into the depth of that, I want to go back to the press secretaries. They need to part away for us to go. Press Secretary Fondo Waters, please. I hope you're there. Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, please.
Wonderful. Again, your summary was quite intense. Before we get back to Dr. Mungwa Ma Irene, I want you to tell us, in terms of policy, did the president meet it?
Oh, absolutely, yes. Despite the catalogs of criticism that started from day one when the president took over, he has never blinked. He has been focused, he has been consistent, and he has been full with synergy to see that the restoration of our statehood comes to pass. When you look at the structure in place, he has been able to reorganize the administration such which that power has been given back to the people to whom it belongs. This is something that has never existed in the history of mankind, because he thought upon himself that we are fighting because we want to restore our independence. Consequently, our subject, our focus must be on ground zero. So the structure should reflect ground zero in order for them now to be adapted to the environment such which that as soon as the restoration comes, they are already fitted, they are already conscious, and they just continue the flow. That's why brought in the idea of county, where power is given back to the people, and the president is simple, just an eyewitness of what is happening and guiding the people. So this is a typical example where all great people say, if you want to be a leader, you should be a servant and not a master. And this is a typical example that we have seen where he has handed power back to the people to whom it belongs. Most of the leaders, if you see what is happening, it's about me or no one else. It's
Mm.
about the one to the many or the many to the one. But you see, the idea of His Excellency, he has restructured the counties and given back power to them to manage the structures for collective whole and to push the battle ahead such which that each one should be taken along. So it's a matter of inclusion where everybody is taken along collectively. So I wonder
And
what
something very
policy.
remarkable, Fondo, something really very remarkable is that the president's outfit was a message. It was a very
Yeah.
loud and clear message. I'm going to read some lines on why I said it was a loud and clear message, but that will be later, because he was saying straightforwardly, we are not going to dialogue or have any form of negotiations with French Cameroon if not in terms of equals. Very powerful. Madam Comfort,
Mm,
I'm back with
yes.
you. When the president was talking on this
Mhm.
aspect of equality on the negotiation table, calculating in terms of fact and figure, or figures on the ground, do you think that statement has any backing?
Of course, definitely it has a backing because historically or everything else wise, we are equals in that the union that never was supposed to be on the basis that we were coming together to wine and dine together like people with two equal statuses and powers and everything, right? And so whatever happened in football happened. But then all along the line, we have been where we have been. But right now, if we want to go back to history, we come as equals. And it's very clear language. If we cannot sit on that table, if not as equals, because even today, if La République du Cameroon thought that they had an upper hand because they had arms and something, he tells our boys and girls today that fear not. Because even in
Yes.
the days you fought with stones and rubber gun, you did not fear them. Talk less of today that you have exactly what they have in your hands. So we are equals in arms, we're equals in power, we're equals in territorial belonging, or how to put it. I don't know the professional terms for those. We're equal in that they are a country like ours. They have a president of theirs. We have ours. We have a flag. We have an anthem. We have boundaries. We have all of those. So nothing cuts us short. Numbers does not play a role. What plays a role here is that, is Amazonia fit to be a country? Can they show authority?
The legality of
And all of the
Amazonia.
institutions. Sorry?
But this is something. Even though that happened, prior to this time, we were a recolonized people. Prior to us um, taking the responsibility to restore our independence in 2017, we were a recolonized people. So I want to be sure if Dr. Mungwa is there, because this question is for him. Dr. Mungwa, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, I can hear
Yes,
you.
in terms of military might, and you have the president saying we must go as equal. What is that statement? You get a clear, you have a clearer understanding on the science of that. If the president is looking at the international community straightforwardly and telling them, listen, it shall be on equal terms. Talk to us, please.
Yes, absolutely. It has to be on equal terms because from the fact that we had separate uh, days of independence meant that we're different people and different entities. And it doesn't matter the land size. The moment that you have your independence, everything is actually anchored in rock and you can't change it. So it doesn't matter whether you have 5,000 square miles or 100,000 square miles. If you decide to come together, it's only logical that you have to come on the same footing and you have to come on an equal basis. Nobody has the authority to tell you what you have to be or who has to represent you. So this is very key to the struggle because very often people just get that assumption that because La République is a much bigger landmass, they have authority over us and they have to dictate what we have to do or what we have to appear to be in order to please them. That is not the case. And I'm very happy that during the past 2 years or so, we have actually started asserting ourselves, not only in the war theater, but as people. You see at ground zero, the attitudes have changed. You see all over the place, ground one, attitudes have changed. The attitudes have changed. So we meet with them head on. And you can also see, even from the militaristic perspective, even La République now is afraid to come to meet with those face to face. They try to create all sort of little tricks to get to us because they know that if they
Yes,
meet us
please,
face
producers,
to
can we
face,
get Dr. Mungwa on the screen? Please. Dr. Mungwa, please go ahead.
yes.
Thank you.
So you realize that tactically, even in the war theater, we are not afraid of them, and that is the biggest danger that La République has because they have
Yeah.
always depended on intimidation. That has been their only weapon. I mean, if you look over the past 60 years, what they do is
Yeah.
that the best thing you want to do to La République is to tie your hands behind you, and then they come and kill you, and they go very proud, very happy that they've done a wonderful job. But the moment that you stand your ground, the moment that you make them understand that you have the ability to defend yourself, you realize that the attitude changes, and that's exactly where we are. If you look at the strategic uh, uh, sort of the strategy that Dr. Sako put into place over the past few years, which I've personally been following up, you can see a dramatic change in the attitude between our fighters and La République. Now they don't just come assuming that they're going to have a good sort of a good harvest. In fact, at times the hunter becomes the hunted. And over the past couple of weeks, you realize that they've been the hunted more than us. So I think the message is going, is going through. Eventually, they will realize. If not, I believe that a sizable percentage of La Republique soldiers, even the politicians, understand that we are not people to be just kicked around. We are serious, and we mean business. And if they come to the war theater thinking that they're just going to get a bunch of scouts, that is a very sad. It will be it will turn up to be a very sad event for them.
So you're thinking that you're actually saying that the president has this authority, and as he's talking now, he's talking with that authority of our military might,
Oh my
you
goodness,
know, and that has
who
been
created?
proven.
Yeah, who created the
Dr. Mungo,
strategy?
I'll come back to you on this. There's so much that we have to talk. There was a lot of humor. Anytime we listen to the president, there's a lot of humor in what he says. He has just nicknamed President Bia Hitler. Poor Hitler, is it Hitler being von der Bia? And that's a name we need to promote because it reflects who he really is. We're now having Mike. Mike, can you hear us? Hello, Mike. Can you hear us? Mike is one of the reporters
Yes, I
of
can hear you.
ABC Amber News and
I
also
can hear you very well.
a very committed member in his local government. Mike, welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, do you want to talk to
Can you hear
us?
me? My
Let's get your
connection is kind of
impression.
delayed. I don't know. Can you hear me well?
Okay, let's get your position statement on the speech that we just listened. It would appear that Mike is getting some delays there. We apologize
The
for these
president,
technical hitches.
you would notice that if you
He's
have followed
speaking.
the president throughout his, I was saying, well, the president's speech, he's always very meticulous in his speeches. If you have followed him all through, and this was no different. What I would say is that when you follow the president's speech, you realize that he captured the essence of this struggle. He mapped where we're coming from, where we are, and where we are going. So he gives the Amazonian people a vision of the struggle. And I was very impressed with that. And he touched on the various items, some of which you have already mentioned, being the injustices that suffering under this injustice from La Republique du Cameroon, where our initial constitution, which clearly stated that the form of the state shall never be touched, was touched. And if you follow La Republique's state wrongdoing, they never come back to actually dispute the fact that we have been mistreated. No, all they go back to, their talking point is the form of the state can, or the La Republique du Cameroon is indivisible. The indivisibility of La Republique du Cameroon cannot be more important than the most important clause in the constitution, which was the foundation upon which we were built. The very foundation upon which the union between the southern Cameroons and the Republic of Cameroon were built was destroyed. And by destroying that foundation, they rendered that constitution null and void. And when that constitution is null and void, it means that that relationship has been destroyed. Therefore, the president captured this, and I just wanted to bring out this point because most of the time when the La Republique, there was nothing in there as such. On the contrary,
the only clause that they should have respected and which they violated was that which stated that the form of the state, being the federal state, bringing two equal parties, the Southern Cameroons and La Republic of Cameroon together, was never to be changed. So that is the big point that I would like to bring out here, and we will continue to analyze the president's speech.
Okay.
And
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mike.
I realize my image is a bit delayed, but
Yeah.
I'm
Thank you
now
for that
back
input.
on
We'll get back to you on that.
taken care of.
I'm sure you're getting your reports ready. There is so much in this speech which I know because you're very analytical when it comes to reporting in the news. I'm sure there is so much that you have to talk about this speech for the next week. Now, I want to go back to Madam Iringwa. Um, I hope she's listening to me.
I'm here.
Yeah, thank you. The president said categorically that the courts, the ban will be enforced. And we know what he means. He's not a man who says what he's not sure. About 3 years ago, the president made a statement which I would like to recall. And he said they didn't understand what he was saying. The president said, if there is no Ambazonia, there will be no Cameroon. Today we had the president actually warning Yaoundé and telling them, if they dare touch civilians, I quote, he says, we're going to respond proportionately.
Yes.
If the military that is very untrained, and we already know that is infused with Zakawas from Chad and Sangos from Bangui, and we are also aware of French support. He says if they don't go and fight the war and they are touching civilians, we will respond proportionately. Now, I don't want you to get into what he means when he says so. I want you to focus on how is your department going to support this to ensure that it is realized.
Okay, so before I talk on that, I think I'm going to really just focus on what the president says, and this concerns my department. As a matter of fact, the president talked about the enemy within, right?
Yeah.
When he talked about the enemy within, I've been there from day one with this president, and I think I'm beginning to have some common sense of my own, right? I can never be Dr.
Yeah.
Common Sense, but I'm having some little common sense. So what do I think as the enemy within? I'm going to say this. If you are one of those Amazonians, you've heard Dr. Mungwa said, for those of you who are still going to get your money from La Republique du Cameroon and pretend that you're fighting, everybody might say, I am an Amazonian, but we're not all Amazonians, right? Because there's so many Amazonians who are the enemies within. If your job is to go get money from La Republique du Cameroon to come kill your own people, to feed your pockets fat, you're an enemy. I wanted to check this because it does concern my team and concerns me dearly to my heart. Who are those enemies within? My sister Mark Comfort can tell you. If you're still one of those Amazonia people who is sitting out there and saying that will nothing, and you're not contributing anything to this revolution, you're an enemy within. Because you are letting your people being killed. Because it takes all of us. The president said, I am fighting for all, I am a president for all Amazonians. Some of us can pretend that I am a proud citizen of the United States of America, but I want to make sure God has blessed me more than I can ever ask for my share of blessings, and I am ever so grateful. But it doesn't matter. I am still a stranger in this country. Every time you open your mouth, somebody says, where are you from? What's that telling you? You need to go back and build your base. So for those people that are still sitting out, you are making my job difficult. Because if all of us had come together and know that we have one common enemy, the common enemy we have to fight is La Republique du Cameroon, I think we will go further than this. If you, the people who used to sit in this same cabinet, and I want to take this a little further, and my sister Mark Comfort is here with me. Once upon a time, this cabinet, it is very important, Mr. PK, please, and I want you to give me a minute on this one. It is very important
You can go ahead. You have all the time.
For every Ambazonia that is watching us now, to know that the seat that Dr. Sako is sitting on is a seat that our former president, who is incarcerated by the Bivondo Hitler Bia, used to sit. So if you leave where we should have been marching forward together and you go try to form a parallel government, you're an enemy within, because we have one enemy to
You
fight.
you just said something which is very strategic, which I think we're going to come back to it. One thing Ambazonians need to know, and I would like the press secretaries and Dr. Mungwa to react to this. One thing Ambazonians need to know is that there is no one person who is fighting for the release of our ex-president, President Siko, more than President Sako. We just have to know the enemy we're fighting. If we don't win this war, he might just be in there for the rest of his life. And so anyone who is trying to cut corners, doing something else with that intention or an objective for his release. Listen, the
Absolutely.
Yahweh might not release him if we don't win the war and we don't have our independence, because he's categorical. Until you understand, and that
Yes,
is
let
why
me
you see the
finish
president is
something,
rigorous,
please.
fighting for
Yeah.
him and many others so that we are released.
Let me finish something here. It is very important that we know that
Yeah.
there is a silent hero. His name is Paul Deacon Wilfred Tassang. Wilfred
Yeah.
Tassang, Deacon Tassang could have been one of those who took that money and said, "I'm fine," and said the rest of us Amazonians. But he knew that it was bigger than him. He knew that we needed a better tomorrow. He knew that we needed the next set of engineers from Amazonia, and we were not settled to be second-class citizens. So he turned it down. He would have been in Zaire when they went for the fourth conclave and fight to be the interim president. He turned it down. He said, "It is not my place. I do not want to be here." That's somebody who has a purpose, who fights for every Amazonia. And I want each and every one of us to know. He writes, he said, "Fight and forget about us. Fight and pretend we are dead." Because where we are in the dungeons of La République du Cameroon, we cannot do anything for our people. So I think it's important for Ambazonians to know that when our president talks about the enemy within, the enemy within are those people that are trying to think we can fracture this government, we can try to rule and form another government. You're only killing our people that are languishing in the dungeons of La République du Cameroon. When we
And
talk
I
about
think
the
I think that is the wrong battle. Wrong battle. Comrade Comfort, I'm coming back to you. This is the wrong battle that we're fighting right now. Press Secretary, are you getting me?
Yes, I can hear
Oh
you.
yeah.
Can you hear
I'd
me?
like our producers to bring you so that I love seeing your wonderful face when I'm talking with you. Now you see, Amazonians are engaged all the time in the wrong battle. And thank
Right.
God, Ma Irene just mentioned that right now. Do you think that the president actually, in his statement today, in what other way, was able to attend to the expectation of our prisoners in war?
Definitely, I would say yes, he did, of course, because he speaks for all of us, for 8 million Amazonians, and Amazonians are not 8 million minus the prisoners of war, right? So of course, just like what Ma Irene is saying, there are times we see how much energy we have and how much good energy we waste, right? Because the truth is, personally, I do appreciate the fact that our prisoners of war, especially our leaders in those days, are where they are today. I really do appreciate that. That is their own fair share they are paying. One thing we have always asked for, every Amazonian asks for, is why were you picked up? Why are you where you are now? If you could not achieve it when you were sitting here, like I sit here now as a free person, you can't get it out there. Right now, you are helpless, you are limited, and so on. And so, whoever is misleading you, and because you give yourselves to them, it is only prolonging, it's retarding our success. And not until we reach Boya, these people, King Hitler and his people, will not let you go. So whoever is
Yeah,
feeding our
via
people,
Hitler being Wunder.
yes. So some of these things, they are things that we look at them like it's a joke, but it's not, because these other things that you try to do out there, I'm asking myself, if as a free person right now I can shout at the top of my voice, even the police comes here, I will say I felt like shouting. But out there you can't shout. You can't even turn around because they escort you to the toilet. Where do you get time to free yourself and free 8 million? And whoever is sitting out here like me, instead of joining force to me, because Amazonians have got energy, we have got brains, we have got resources, both natural and human resources. We've got everything we need to go to Boya. We've got even money. But because we have divided our attention due to greed, if not me, then nobody makes it, right? That is why some of us would you partition ourselves in small groups. These ones are here because they do this, because they find something particularly wrong. There's one thing I appreciate about his excellency President Sako. In almost every week of the award, he has said this: if you do not like me, forget about me, ignore me, but go back to your county, contribute and defend your county, defend your local government area. Because it is not about Dr. Sako, it is not about Irene Ngwa, it's not about me, it is about 8 million. 8 million Ambazonians. You don't need to like me. I used to hear in the days of President Trump, people will say, not everybody likes Trump, but everybody is a citizen of that country of which he is the president. You don't need to give any accounts to him. Go, because the last time when we had my trip to Boya Zaga, he said, now go out to your countries, power to the people, hello, and then raise your funds, do what you are doing, defend your country or your county, your LGA, so that if anything runs short, ask your LGA chair, ask your county chair. How else
You know,
do we
my
get the
trip to
money?
Boya was a laudable
Yes.
initiative that was politicized. Some individuals within the setup who gave opportunity for those externally, they thought it was going to be an opportunity for them to get what they wanted. But it was unfortunate because Southern Cameroonians have gone through a lot. They they now know they can. It is you can't lie to the people for too long. You understand? When truth shows up, the fact is lie dissipates. Amazonians right now even know, even though a few elements, certain individuals who want to call themselves activists, some are calling themselves whatever title, they're actually trying to use that as a way to talk because they really don't have anything to say. Why do I say they don't have anything to say? Because you can see a system that is working, a leader that is humble, and that has strategies that work. So we're going to move on, and definitely we'll come back. And Secretary Comfort, I would like you to tell us, Amazonians are getting ready to get that, but I'm coming back to you. You have to tell us that dress of the president. Ma Irene, get ready. The dress and the significance and the message. That is before we go on. So, and our people should get ready because we also want you to participate in this program from ground zero, from anywhere you are. We're going to be receiving your calls. Soon we'll put on the call line so that you can call in and participate. I'm coming back to you,
I'll make a
Fondo.
comment. Can I make a comment before we go
Yes,
ahead?
I'm a Dr. Munzo. Go ahead, please.
Okay.
Dr.
Right.
Mungwa,
So,
please.
Yes,
okay.
Dr.
I'm
So
Mungwa,
sorry,
no,
Dr.
that,
please.
Mungo.
that's
I'm
fine.
sorry.
That's fine.
Did you just call him a
That name,
slave?
how did it
No.
come?
Okay,
No
that's fine.
problem.
That's fine. I mean, I think I want to raise a few points here about Dr. Sako, which is very, very important. I mean, the first
Okay,
is
sir.
that
Go
Dr.
ahead, please.
Sako. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're
Yes,
very loud and
please.
clear.
Okay. So there are a few points I want to make about Dr. Sako as a president and as a person, because I've actually been close to him for the past 2 years, and I've come to understand him as a person. And I try to place it over him as a president. I discovered that he is the same person. Whatever Dr. Sako will stand out and tell you is something that even in his private life, he will do the same thing. He's not like the sort of person who says one thing and does something else. But
Producers,
I want
please,
to
can
make a
we get
point.
Dr. Mungwa on the screen, please? Doctor, go
So
ahead.
I
Thank
want
you
to, so
for joining us.
yeah, so I want to make this point. Dr. Sako behaves like the big brother. If
Yeah.
you listen to him, Despite all the antagonism and the problems that we had within the IG as a whole, when Dr. Sako came out, whether he was speaking to the foreign press, he made sure that he gave the respect to our jail leaders. He has always recognized the fact that there were people who came before him. And therefore, there's no way that he's going to erase what the previous administration did. And he has carried that with him. And even if you see the program on ABC, it reflects that vision that we are a people, irrespective of the fact that some came before us, and we may have a little difference in the way we look at things today. That is very important. The second thing I also want to raise about Dr. Sako is that I have seen Dr. Sako in meetings where there are issues of controversy. And if you listen the way he addresses them, it has always been consistent. Whether it has to do with his county or another county. When I say his county, I mean a county where he was born, because actually he doesn't behave as if he belongs to any county, because he belongs to all counties, which means that wherever he goes, he feels at home. That is very important. If you look at the current La Republique regime, you realize that the moment that Hila Bia goes to the South Province, they own him. They know that everything he does is for them. And you can see the clear demarcation between him and his, sort of tribal people and the rest of the country, even in their actions and so on and so forth. Dr. Sako is different.
Doctor, we're going to get into this. The president said a lot of things in today's statement, which I want us to dissect a lot. Then we'll get into all of this. You had the president making real policy statements. He said categorically that we're going to enforce the ban of the colonial courts, and that he is not trying to fight against the legal system, but he wants to do some checks and to ensure that our people are not being victimized by the criminal colonial system that has been put in place. What's your take on that?
Yes, I think what governments, especially African governments, fail to understand is that they have customers. It's a business. It's a business entity, or it's a business. And whenever you have a business, you always have customers. And the way you treat your customers determines how that business works. Whether you have a cordial relationship with your customers or you don't. I mean, you come to corporate America, they always say the customer is king. It applies in every aspect, even between the American government and the people. They make structures to make sure that the customers or the citizens feel comfortable dealing with them. Because when you do that, administration is much easier. People are more truthful. People are are better prepared to do voluntary work. People are ready to do more for the communities. But if you have an entrenched system of injustice, there's no way anybody's going to collaborate with you. People fail to understand, especially in La Republique, that the way to good governance is fairness, is justice. And when people have faith in the system, they are more ready to make sure that that system works. If they don't have faith in the system, they are going to do everything to destroy it. We've seen it in action. And that's why whatever La Republique tries to do, we always get the upper hand, because a lot of them there don't like what is happening. You cannot be sitting in fire and say, I'm comfortable in fire. So it only makes sense what Dr. Sako said. We recognize our customary courts, but anything that is against our people, he puts his foot down and says, it is not going to work. And I can assure
Now, the customary
those
court that the president
recognize
has mentioned, can you explain to us the technicalities and how we will have that function during this time of war?
Well, I mean, a customary court, I mean, I'm not a legal expert, but I can give it a shot. I hope somebody with a legal background can elaborate. The customary court simply means a court that is actually composed of the people of that area. So they know each other and they're there for fairness. Okay? So it is based on the custom. So if there are minor issues that can be addressed, they can take it to that court and the court will be able to address them. And it makes a lot of sense, because most of the things that happen against the wishes of the people It's always something within within a community. So it's quite easy for that customary court to address them. And I'm sure we have samples or examples of that already happening in certain cases. Take, for
Dr.
example,
Mungwa,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
can give
Ma Irene, I want to
five.
find out from you.
I
Do we
was going to
have
say,
any system, any guideline at the level of the counties and LGAs that is helping to enforce these customary courts and laws? Because I know if the president is talking about it, then there are definitely binding laws.
I was
Please,
just
Ma
going to
Irene, I'd
talk,
like you
say,
to talk on that before I get to the press secretaries.
I was just going to say to Dr. Mungwa, I'm smiling. My father died, I literally this month, 6 years ago. And the reason I'm smiling was because my father was a customary court judge. That's how he called himself. So I remember when I went home to bury my father, we had to take his casket and went through the court. So my dad would say, according to the customary law and customs of Mogamo. So just to say that, that's why you saw me smiling, is that these are the structures that we had in place. I can remember so clearly one of my sisters, something happened in her marriage, a sister from Mogamo. And my father said, according to the customary laws of Mogamo, you've birthed children there. We cannot take any money. And when you die, you get buried back in that compound, in that place. So our people, see, we have gone to a strange land where people came in to destroy us and destroy everything we had. Fadi, you know, my grandfather was a chief. Our people went to the palace. Unfortunately, the chiefs now and the funds or whatever, they become slaves to Hitler Biya. But before then, we took cases to the palace, and that's how we settled issues. I'm sure that our president talking about this, our smart local government chair people will start building those communities to make sure that we go back to our own customary courts. Because this slave mentality and this slavery that we found ourselves in must stop. It must stop.
Okay,
So that's why I just
Comrade Fondo, Comrade Fondo, I'm
Yes.
back with you, Comrade Fondo. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, please.
Good. Now, from the office of the president, are there some guidelines on how the local government chairpersons will be able to enforce these laws? Because
Oh,
it is
definitely.
clear the president is
Definitely.
categorical on restoring the customary court that we are not just picking from somewhere to a plan in Amazonia. Ma Irene is just telling us this was there. So, are there some updated guidelines that through the Amber Peace Plan or the system that is in place, we can ensure that to a great extent these laws are enforced?
For sure. Just for to be more precise and to explain it very simple, the community which is at this moment under the county is built up now in such a way that there is representative now from all the local government area that comes together to have a common discussion. So this will imply that when they disagree to agree on issue, it is taken to that committee that looks into it carefully. And when it is a bit stronger than that committee, then it is now pushed forward, where now the government under the homeland community will now try to see how they can interfere to make sure that they reach a consensus. And you can see that the structure is such a one that it's just very comfortable for the people because it is reflecting our custom and tradition where the government should be delivered. So the president now was structuring this particular aspect based on the fact that the people have lived in their custom, they understand their tradition, and so through this way they will be able to adapt to system where it is reflecting and very comfortable for them. So that is exactly what has become now such which that it's not a matter of coming with some law that we don't understand, but things that are very visible to each and everyone, just to take everyone along.
Paddy, can
Yeah,
I say
this is
something
very
about this?
vital. Thank you
Yes,
very much,
no, listen,
Comrade
there's
Waters.
a clarification. There's a clarification to this, please.
Okay, go
Ground
ahead, please.
Zero Civil Society. If you have heard our president, he has said over and over and over again that every
Yeah.
local government must build their Ground Zero Civil Society. I'm sure that for all of us that come from different local governments, it is important to build the Ground Zero Civil Society. Because when we have our Ground Zero Civil Societies, that our local governments here know that they are working in hand. I speak for where I come from. Mogamo has a Ground Zero Civil Society. And within our civil society, we have a teachers union. We have a union for every other branch of our society. So it is so important for every local government chairperson, if you're listening to me now, build your Ground Zero Civil Society. I think that is how this structure is going to work in sync with us in the diaspora and our civil society on the ground to harmonize this. If I just wanted to add to that.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ma Irene, for that contribution. I was even going to come back to that, but there's something that's been viral that is very vital. We've had the discussions just a couple of weeks ago. Certain individuals were trying to insist that school should resume, and these are people that you would expect that they should be fighting for Amazonia or for Amazonians. Now, Madam Comfort, I would like you to talk on this. The government stays the policy that until, and the president said it today, he says
Yes.
when the international community or the UN would declare a unilateral ceasefire, then the interim government can consider their policy of school
Uh,
resumption.
Paddy, before you go to
Yeah.
Mark Comfort,
Let Madam Comfort take that, and I'll get back to you, Mike Fuzi.
okay.
Yeah. Mark Comfort, please.
Yes. Okay, yes, I think you mentioned two things which I would really be happy to say that if you give me the time though. One,
No, you
the
have all
fact
the
that
time, please. Go ahead.
yes, the fact that we asked for the lockdown in for obvious reasons and people made noise. Some of these people I don't really like talk to about them a lot because you make them feel relevant, right? They just want to, the best way of hurting someone is to ignore them because they are irrelevant. They want to make noise and shout so that you know, say, "Ah, so you were still here," right? And things like that. But then things are just moving naturally because if you watched on TV the very first day that they were preparing the day prior to the to the beginning of lockdown, you would see a woman like me sitting on a okada carrying food by the side and then somebody covering her over the head because it was raining, but they were talking and smiling because they were preparing, getting groceries and getting ready for this lockdown. And when you call
Yeah.
and ask them, they say yes, the president says we are doing this because we want to show to the world that we own and control Amazonia. We decide what happens on our land. They say that happily and they appreciate it. And they're happy that, of course, we have a weekend to get groceries, stay at home, and show to the world that this land is ours. Because even if we were to turn back, there's nowhere to go back to. We can only make it home, right? Coming
Yeah.
back to the one about education, that is really important, and I really do appreciate the president for this. He stands on the same position as of last year. He appreciates the fact that children need to go to school. What is a 21st century Amazonia without education? However, what the president finds important now is the lives of our young Amazonians and not education, because we study at any time, we can study anytime, right? So what is important now is having them alive. However, he says it is up to you, parents. If you feel that you want your children to go to school, let them go. But I want to caution here that there has been violence which we all have seen live. But what the future holds now is very uncertain and equally very scary. It's going to be bloodier. These people will kill as many more children as they can in order to tell us terrorists. Even though it is still wrong, it is still that mafia dance, they dance around and around like the president said today that they are doing go for before for back, but it gives no different result, right? Not until they meet us out there. I appreciate and I hold that the international community hears us. And who is the international community here? Let the United Kingdom hear this. Let United States of America hear this. Let Germany hear. Let the other countries hear. In this country, if my child does not go to school and I don't give a concrete reason, I will be taken to court. What makes the education of a child in Britain different or more important than that of a child in Amazonia? Let them get a
Yeah.
buffer zone and get our children go to school safe, because we are fighting for a 21st century Amazonia. There is no way an Amazonian child or Amazonia would be a country built on the foundation of illiterate or illiteracy, right? Let them do something, because they know the education even more than we do. Your child will
And you
not
have
go to
just
school in,
mentioned something, Malcolm, for that
right?
is very
So
vital.
yes,
Let the international community know. Just a couple of days, we
yes.
had a report coming in from France 24, and the caption of it is that it was a very unpopular crisis that is going on. So the reporter and commentator acknowledged the fact that the media is not talking sufficiently on this situation we are facing, which is very apologetic. You know, I want us to stay on this issue of education. So, Mike, I'm coming on you. I'm coming to you right now. Um, this there is
Okay.
a new code and things that people are talking about, community schools and blah blah here and there. Do you want to expand on that and maybe say what you were trying to say earlier?
Yes, before I talk on education, may I just take us a little bit back to the customary court issue, which, if you look at that, you realize that, first of all, right now in La République du Cameroon, you cannot say that you count on the legal system there. We don't have any
Yeah.
legal system, because it is he that has the money or the connections that wins the cases. So when you look at the customary court system that the president is trying to introduce here, you will realize that it is another smart idea of his, which gives the responsibility to the locals to administer justice, because whether we are in war or in peacetime, there are always crimes committed, and someone has to take care of that. But
Mhm.
by going back to the local population to establish these courts and take care of justice, that is giving them giving Amazonians the opportunity to start building from the grassroots up, especially considering the fact that establishing a legal system in a country like Amazonia will take some structures and guidance, and that will be derived from our constitution to establish that. Unfortunately, we don't yet have full control of our country, and we don't have those documents to guide our legal system. Therefore, it is only but wise that we start with the customary court system, which can handle these cases until we have our country under control. Then can we establish the legal system to take control of criminal cases. Now, coming back to the educational question that you asked me, you know, I'll say this first. What education are we talking about? What education are we talking about? Because we have an educational system that was highly infiltrated or corrupted or adulterated by the French Cameroon government. We had students who were being taught in what, I don't know if it's franglais or what, I don't even understand. You have, in my own village, I had complaints in the most interior parts of my village. The schools, you have students walking about speaking, talking in French. They had realized how valuable our education system was, and they brought all of their students to come and
Yeah.
study in our schools. And then when they go out, well, the little English that they were able to express themselves in, they go in for these exams. And when they write these exams, instead of our own students going into these professional schools or whatever schools are there, their own students are there. You can see this the case of the University of Boya. It's mostly francophones that are there.
Yeah.
So in the civil service, you set up an exam that is supposed to be in English. They are the ones writing it. Scholarships, they are the ones obtaining all the scholarships to go to America or the UK. And that is what they had discovered. So I don't know what kind of education they are talking about. We have an educational system that needs a complete overhaul. We have to overhaul it completely because, first of all, the subject matter that is being taught in these schools is not relevant in today's world. Our education is archaic, it's out of place. We have to create an education that teaches or that brings out job creators, innovators, not job seekers. And that is what we have in La Republic today. So I think it is better that we fight for what is valuable and have it that will actually serve us than hang on to what is useless. And that helps us in no way to advance in today's world. We have to be competitive. And in order for us to be competitive, we have to have the right kind of education. We cannot have companies coming to invest in our country if those who are studying there are studying non useless material. Students go to school to learn parts of a grasshopper. That is not going to advance you anywhere. We have to completely overhaul that. And I think that by insisting that we control what our students learn in school is we cannot send our students to go to school and learn what someone sitting in Paris wrote a syllabus for. That is completely wrong, and it's outsourcing the future of your own children to foreigners. That is completely wrong. Thank you.
I really like that because Secretary Chris Hart, I think one of the Senate members of France on TV, that was also disappointed in the fact that in French Africa we were not colonized by France, and part of how we now suddenly find ourselves in as a colony under a colony is really apologetic. So how can we be studying something that was adapted for another country? At least we've traveled around the world. We want to do something that suits Amazonia, that will help to realize the Amazonian dream. So we are all giving a yes. If I'm not mistaken, we are giving a yes to the education. Doctor. Yes, doctor, go ahead. So it is a yes to the president's policy. Not until there is a unilateral ceasefire, the policy stays.
I think Dr. Mungo
Mungo,
wanted to ask. Yeah.
Okay, to me, is the
yes,
question?
Dr. Mungo, go ahead, please.
Okay, yes,
Yes.
absolutely. And nothing is more important than when little children start school. That's where the foundation actually starts. That's where the standards are established. It's just like we say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. If you wake up from bed and go to work without breakfast, you realize that your whole day will be upside down. And the same thing applies to education and our educational system. One of the problems or one of the challenges that we've had, especially joining La Republique, is that you never have what they call an evaluation of needs. Nobody ever tells you that we need this number of engineers, we need this number of doctors, we need this number, and so on. They just float it out and everybody does whatever. There are no incentives. I can assure you that most of those who did either geography or history, if there was an incentive, they probably would have done chemistry, physics, or even engineering. Because we don't have that structure. And that distorts our economy and renders our economy non-functional because we never ever do what we call an evaluation of our needs. That is the first thing that every responsible government does at every level of society. Whether you are looking for top engineers or whether you're looking for top doctors, and what numbers do you need? What is the ratio of nurses to doctors and so on, technicians to engineers? These are all statistical data that a government puts together and makes sure that every facet of society or the economy is well furnished. You can imagine that we actually refine oil, or but yet there's never been a school that does petroleum engineering. You begin to wonder. We've been around for 60 years. There is no school that trains architects. And yet, you see all types of buildings coming from all parts of the world because there's lack of coherence. We must have a structure that we're able to determine our needs all the way to the communities. What do they have? What can be improved upon? And so on. And that's where the educational system of a country is actually at the heart of its economy and the heart of its development. So this is something that is very, very important.
May
Thank
I
you
add
very much.
something about education? I have
Yes,
something
please
just to
remember
add.
this, please, so that we can get into
You
other things.
know,
Thank you, ma'am.
thank you. This is very important, Paddy, because most of our people, especially those who don't want to join the struggle or contribute to the struggle, say that, oh, because children are not going to school. One thing the president has said and has never changed is that our children will never use La Republic's school curriculum. He said, the president had said this over and over. Amazonia, we have a great educational setup for our kids, covering from kindergartens to the handicap, because La Republique du Cameroon could give a damn if your child is handicapped. If anyone is watching us from the international world, because the international war, France and their allies, they're trying to term this an internal conflict, because they're terming this an internal. They have not created a buffer zone for our children to go to school. So please, please, for those activists that have time, instead of wasting energy calling people's name because you don't change their lifestyle, start talking to France, start talking to the international world, and say, when are you going to know that this is not an internal conflict? These are two separate countries that are fighting. Please create buffer zone. UNICEF has created buffer zones in other war situations so that children can have an education. Why is it that UNICEF has not done the same when it comes to Amazonia? That's what I
Why
wanted
is
to
it
add.
that
Thank you.
UNICEF has not done the same? Because the French Cameroon Meridian forces, the president gave to us a wonderful name today. He says the Bolo Intervention Rapide. I like the president and his own. And we're just receiving a report now from one of our sisters, an exceptional activist, Kemi, and she's telling us that in Boya and in Bamenda, bees are crouching in the bushes. That means they're getting right into the forest because they want to counterattack our RFEs. So they want to bounce. And all of that is just to stop us from representing ourselves as a people. So we're sending out this announcement. Please communicate to the RFEs, and I hope the security department of the interim government is taking note of this. All civilians must be very careful tomorrow. Tomorrow is not a lockdown, but then you have to be exercise some level of caution. So all the RFEs are called to be very vigilant. Comrade Fondo, please, I want to come back to you now. I really want to come back to you. Now, the president has, just to add to what my Irene and Dr. Monzo said, I was born
No,
and
no, if you talking about the Munzo
Mungwa.
one more time, you will pay a
He's
draft in
fired.
Gokunda.
yes,
His
and
name
you,
is
in fact,
Munzo.
you have to really fire me, Dr. Mungwa, sorry. Just to add up to what they say. That name should not be called on this platform, right?
Okay, Imam.
Please, you have to forgive me for that. And I started making this mistake last
that is
time
bad omen.
when
That
I
is
was
bad
requesting
omen.
that you come
I'm not
up with
don't
us.
mean
I
as
started making this mistake. Please, you have to forgive me for that. Now, what Doctor and Ma just said, I want to add something. I was born and raised in Bamenda. I grew most part of my life in Southern Cameroon. You see, what the education that was given to us was a mistake. Indeed, it was a perfect calculation to totally mess up a people. Those who know me, you will know that. How do you find myself reading all the literature and the things? Because the talents I had were identified by my parents. My siblings will tell you when I was a young person. But my father never wanted me to go to a technical school because what they had as a model for people like us was considered as those that are not intelligent. So I went to what they are now calling grammar school. So this educational system has to change. And the president was just on point. Now, Comrade Fondo, I'm coming to you on this Bulu Intervention Rapide. Bulu Intervention Rapide. You know what they do to our people. And as I'm speaking to you right now, they are still there. The president has said we're not afraid of them no more. Based on what the president has said, what do you have to tell some of our brothers that are still there and coming and being sent to come and kill their own people.
Telling you.
Please.
Yeah, you see, this is really a very blind move. It seems as if from the very beginning we're under some siege where our eyes were closed, our mouth were bound. We could not even open
Yeah.
we could not even free ourselves. But you have seen that throughout this period, there have been a remarkable transition that has shaken the wave. And I want to tell you that from the spiritual standpoint, we are blessed to have a leader who has been inspired and called up by God. I'm saying so because I would draw your attention that from the third conclave right to this present moment, I can tell you that 95% of this fight is spiritual than the physical. And if you
God
see things
ordained.
happening the way, yes, if you see things happening the way it's going now, it's because the person on the throne is ordained by God. Uh, that country is an occultic country. Most of the people who are in the place of command, they have taken a certain oath and they are under some dark cloud, such which that they don't even know what they are doing. But now, instead of having dialogue that is meaningful, they will prefer to bring occultic masters from left and right to come and continue their incantation in order to hold people's mouth bound. But when we had a spiritual leader that came, you started seeing how some of those things started dilapidating, just like what we call the Tower of Babel. Start collapsing. The gentleman who came here with all his incantation, he said it's from Malta. He came the first time, before he left the airport, he was crying. Nobody knew. It's because he has come and met something different. Not long, he died. And so you begin to see that people started being loose. At this moment that we talk, people could not even call the name Ambazonia. But now the reverse. It is in a republic to Cameroon that their own activists are educating their own people. So it tells you how from this platform we have scattered that barrier, which was a very good step ahead.
Yes, thank you for
Regarding
that that aspect.
just a minute, just a
Yeah,
minute,
go
sir.
ahead.
Regarding the issue of the defense, you know, they use what they call autorité d'etat, which means that they use their arm to intimidate people by just killing people indiscriminately in order to create fright among us. But little did they know that you can fool all the people some of the time. You cannot fool all the people all the time. It is time that this leader has been able to empower his people and tell them that you can liberate yourself. It's fire for fire, thunder for thunder. It is not like sitting down and defending ourselves. It is offensive, which means that we go to tell them that leave. I won't tell you lie. La Republic is confused. They have run out of ideas, and this time we command the narrative. Thanks to
There's
the
something the
doctrine
president said that was very instrumental. He said, "This is a land that is truly ours. We are not contesting it with anyone. It's really not a contestation with anyone." Now, Press Secretary Comfort, I'm coming back to you right now. And also something that the president said that is very fundamental. The president said, yesterday, they said I am failing. But all of a sudden today, they want to take the glory of the forces that are under my command. This is
Exactly.
where we are coming from. You are the mouthpiece of the president. Maybe you want to dissect that, and so that we can enjoy it. Go ahead,
Exactly.
please.
I was just smiling when he said this because some of these people who see a lot of failure in Dr. Sako, who see nothing in him but just nothing at all, right? I've asked them
Yeah.
severally these questions. Everybody is desperate to go to Boya. Nobody is even more desperate like His Excellency President Sako himself. What do you have? Because the only thing that we need, or the only person we need, is to take us to where, like now that I am speaking. That person shows up now, I will say, Dr. Sako, wait, I am going home and I'll move over. But you are seeing everything wrong in Dr.
See you
Sako.
at Moliko.
Yes. Now, you are seeing everything wrong in President Sako. He is very incompetent. He is this and that and A and B and C and D. What do you have to offer that is better because I'm ready for homeland? Oh yeah, let's go. Nothing to show up for, right? It goes back to what I said earlier on. Some people really want to be noticed at all costs. That is why Dr. Sako doesn't go to sleep. He's either attending a meeting or he wants to rest, and I call him and he starts talking in sleep and start regretting. If I knew that he was sleeping, I would not have called him now. But I have called, you need to talk to me. These people sleep, they look good, they are fat until they sweat on their faces because they eat a lot, they don't have anything to do. While we're sweating doing this, they go and print wrapper and t-shirt and sell to make money and then say, go back. What at times I feel really ashamed. These same people who see nothing good in Dr. Sako, they go appreciating the boys on the ground, say, what boys are you appreciating? What have you contributed? Because there's everything wrong with these people. Actually, they are really sick in the head. There are times we try to ignore
You
them,
have
but
said
you can't
something
because
which I really like. You just stay on. You have said something which I really want us to enforce on. The fact that you call the
right.
president even when he's sleeping and he wants to
Yeah,
talk. So this is very
definitely.
important for us to highlight. I really want you to enforce more on that because um, uh, as the boys are in the
Yes,
bush,
where I am
they are
coming
under
from,
the
right?
rains.
Where I am
Yeah.
coming from, whether you like it or not, Dr. Sako is that where who knows who lives the right definition of leadership. He really does
Yes.
understand that leadership doesn't mean out there and be served. The real meaning of leadership is servanthood. That is why when I call, I say, Masana, how? Say, anyhow, they are asleep, but I'd be done to sleep. But we need to talk because you need to talk to me so that I'm going to get out of here, right? And then these other people who send their secretaries, even when they say, come, let's join, put heads together and talk, discuss how we want to go home. They sit out there and send secretaries, go there, it's too big to meet with Johnny, just come, sis, right? Like the boys and girls in the
See?
movies, forgive me, right? But some of these things, I'm just like, it is just, they're just seeking for notice, they're seeking for attention. Whoever is doing his job is doing it. Show me what you have that is better than what Dr. Sako is doing. I would personally go, if ABC doesn't want me to announce it, I will go and announce it on Facebook that this person is taking us to Boya quicker. But we have not found one yet. So let's just concentrate on business. Move on. Last time, you were so happy with this. I'm quoting my president here because he had never said this before, but the day he said this, even me, I was shocked. It was like, either you
Shut the
concentrate.
hell up.
Yeah, you don't think to show up for. You either fund your country or you shut the hell up.
Shut the hell up.
Those were his words.
No,
Then,
I
this
think
is
that was
really important.
yes.
It's
If
important for
you
the
can't
boys,
stand your
the
country, you have
restoration
nothing better to
forces.
do or shut the hell up. Let them shut up or
Yeah,
they
it's
show us
important for the restoration forces.
moving over.
Yeah, it's very
Daddy, let me
important for
add
the
to that.
restoration forces, our refugees, IDPs, people that are suffering, those that are even in the diaspora. Everybody wants to go back home. I want to go back home. To
Yes.
know that whatever contribution we are doing, we have a president who is not sleeping, who
Daddy,
is
let me add
strategizing.
something. Let me
Yes,
add
go ahead.
something, sis. Please, because I think that's what Dr. Mungwa was trying to say
Dr.
earlier.
Mungo,
Because
I'll come back to
yeah,
you on this. You have to talk on
sometimes
this,
you need
please.
to know
Okay.
the leader. Because when you know who your leader is, then people can get to understand. So I think it was important that Dr. Mungwa was trying to say that he present. I have to tell you this. The first day Dr. Sako picked up his phone to call me to come and do the job I do today, it is so important for people to know that Dr. Sako has not changed anything. Some of us were brought to this government since by our former president, Ayok Tabe. I'm still doing the job that Ayok Tabe brought me to do. I'm not doing any job. Dr. Sako did not bring me to this government. Ayok Tabe brought me to this government to do the same job I'm doing today. So when people say
Amazing.
Dr. Sako came and he has changed everything, my question to them is, what the hell has Dr. Sako changed except that money now goes to your local government? Take care of your people. To my sister's point, how do you know? Call Dr. Sako until he picks up his phone. If it's 20 calls I keep calling, I'm not dropping you. I will call until he answers. Because, like you said, he just knows that if I see their call, let me take it. It's something important. And he explains to you why. I was in a meeting in DC. He said, we need to raise money from Kunja. I said, but I'm in a meeting that you sent me. He said, your meeting has ended now. I said, huh? He said, so I just want to make sure you know. And you know how he talks very thorough. Your meeting has ended now. We're going to have our field marshal, no PTQ because you're in a meeting. Stop that meeting. Get out and go do what you need to do. That's
Before we
simple.
continue, I want to make this very quick announcement. The speech will be delivered tomorrow at 3 p.m. Amber time in Pidgin. Thank God, Press Sec, who is the expert, the mouthpiece of the president. Thank God she's here to do it for us in Pidgin. Tomorrow we're going to have live the Pidgin version of the speech at 3 p.m. Amber time, and it will be followed by the French version of this speech. Dr. Mumba,
Paddy,
please. How
let me finish saying
strategic is
something
it for
because
us to communicate in
give me
every
1
language?
second. I have to go back to work. Let me just finish this. That what Amazonian women do. We have children, we're working. So I'm here responding to work and I got to run. But before I go,
Thank you.
please, I
You have
just want
been
to really
amazing.
appreciate this panel and thank you all for being here. And I want all of us to know that we should not listen to the noise out there. You know, when you see a lot of people making noise because they're stupid and crazy. If somebody keeps talking and talking, if you call my name 100 times, you haven't taken the keys of my Mercedes car. What does that change? You still calling my name, I still go to work. So spend that time and something. Go drive over and fund the revolution. Paddy, you and I were on a call, and I told somebody that I wanted to go home. What did that person say? Myri, you'll be picked at the airport. It's only this person that can go to the Unity Palace and come back. If you have somebody who calls himself a leader in this revolution, they go to the Unity Palace and they come back. What is that telling you? They're the enemies in the house wearing the same blue and white like you and I, calling themselves Ambazonia, and the Judah Iscariot. They have sold us. So please, Ambazonians, pay your drafts. Go to your local government. Even at 2 o'clock or midnight, if you need me for take your money, call me. I will walk off sleep, take money. So as I leave, I have to go back to work. I just want to really thank our president. You talk and you can go to the store. Talk and you can go pump your gas. You must understand one thing. Dr. Sako is the most wanted person by French, by La République du Cameroon, by any place. He will not be able to take his own children to school because we don't know who can get him. So when people sit out here and make all this little noise about Dr. Sako, why can't you sacrifice what Dr. Sako has sacrificed? Me and my sister Comfort.
Indeed, I think he's the most wanted.
He is the
The
most
person,
wanted person.
Right.
yes.
So I'm
So,
To
thank
queue
you
on
for
that,
my
Dr.
fellow. I'm
Mungwa.
leaving.
right,
I'm
before
going
Ma
now.
Irene goes, yeah, thank you.
Bye bye. We
Ma
love you
Irene
so
goes.
very much, Ma Irene. You have been
Oh, you
amazing.
want,
I I,
no,
I,
you want
I
to
understand that Dr. Ngwambe, please, I'm coming back to us. Dr. Ngwambe is just sending a message now. That's the Undersecretary for Community. He may want to join us. So I'm taking this information he has just given. We are getting an unconfirmed message from a ground zero number stating that Ekata people should be careful because military are everywhere around the bushes. So you see, Yaoundé is planning really hard to slaughter our boys for this Independence Day, but I guess that is a mistake. So, Dr. Mongwa,
Yes.
we will continue
Let me
from there by making the comment you wanted to make.
Yes, I just wanted to add something to what Ma Irene said. You talk about Judas
Yeah.
Iscariot. Remember that when he was paid, he never spent the money because he was duped. He realized that he was duped. And that's the same thing that's going to happen to all these people who are behind La Republique to destroy us. Whatever money that will be given to them, they will end up not spending it. So that's just one point I wanted to make. Thanks to what Ma Irene raised. And
Yes,
also, I
Dr.
want to
Mongwa,
tell
so
you,
let's go deep into this
let
matter. I think you and Mike Futsi will have to comment on this. There's this very important thing Comfort brought, and which I think I want us to elaborate a little bit further. It has to do with realizing and serving the people at this time. And to add up to that, the president made a statement. He says, my generation has done what no other generation has done. That is what the president said. So strategically and based on proof, I want you to talk on that, Dr. Mungwa. And then Mike, you also have to talk on that, please.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, absolutely. If for those who remember the history of Southern Cameroons and to understand exactly what Dr. Jongu Foncha, Dr. Fanlon, and the others did, now you realize why Dr. Sako made that statement. Because at that time, when they realized that we had actually been tricked, it was like a bet and switch operation by La République. They knew that they were not capable to lead that fight because it would have been catastrophic. They didn't have the weapons, they didn't have the manpower, they didn't have the strategy. And remember, at that time, communication wasn't as fluid as it is today. Now, anything happening on ground zero, everybody knows what is going on. And that has been actually the equalizer in this war. Having information, because information is crucial. So, for Dr. Sako to say that, it simply means that he understood what our forebears went through. Now we have the time and the material and the technology and the ability and the will to fight. And it is our time. I think that's what he was
You
referring to.
said something. The time, the ability, and the will.
Yes.
Very important.
And
Keep talking, sir.
okay. Just little thing what I wanted to comment before this. There are two things I wanted to say. When you see a lot of people finding it so difficult to believe in what we are doing right now, you realize
Yeah.
that it's actually because they have been conditioned over 60 years not to believe in themselves. That's the problem. It's an inferiority complex. They don't believe that what they have is far more important than what somebody tells them that they do have. So this is an ongoing battle, and it's not going to finish today. But the good news is that we have the critical mass to take us to the finish line. And the others will start changing as time goes on. The final thing I want to say, unfortunately, I have to start work in 15 minutes. The other thing I wanted to say is that Dr. Sako, let me tell you something. One time I read a certain analysis. I made up a certain analysis based on how the war was progressing. And I wasn't very happy with the outcome. So I wrote a note to Dr. Sako. I said, look, I want to understand why this is this, why this is this, why I'm not happy with it, with the outcome I'm saying, based on sort of the statistical information that I had, reading on that statistical sheet. Statistics sheet. Can you imagine I sent it to Dr. Sako? He called me at 1 a.m. in the morning and explained to me exactly what I was referring to. It took him 1.5 hours. So I went to bed at 2:30 a.m. That tells you who Dr. Sako is. He could
Yeah.
have forgotten me and said, I'll call him in the morning. Or no, or just send me a note. He called me and said, Dr. MM, I have to explain why you wrote to me. And he gave me the full explanation. And indeed, he was right. He was correct. That tells you what person you have in Dr. Sako. And remember, before we even make statements about him, do you know he writes all his speeches? He doesn't have a speech
Yeah.
writer. Tell me how many presidents write their own speeches? Who knows the history and the sufferings of an Ambazonian people more than Dr. Sako? I raised my point.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for that. Mike, I'm coming to you. How long do you still have to be with us, Doctor Mungwa? So that
I have
since you have to go to work, so that
I have about maybe 5 minutes.
okay, no
Unfortunately.
problem. We're glad to have you. Hopefully, we'll
Yes.
have you again tomorrow from 3 p.m. I think I'll
Oh
communicate with
yes,
you on that after
that's
now.
yeah,
You have been
that's
very instrumental. I want
thank
to
you.
announce to Ambazonians that are watching us live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on satellite, and even using the app, that there is so much for us to decode in this speech, and we cannot even go 50% today. So, just to announce to you, tomorrow you have the press secretaries and an elite team come up again from 3 p.m. after you must have watched the pidgin version of the president's speech and the French version. These individuals will come again and to talk. Mike, you've been bubbling to say this thing. Just go ahead, please.
Absolutely. Yes, when you ask about what this never again generation has done differently from our forefathers, I would first of all like to outline one of the main accomplishments of Dr. Sako, what his legacy will be, which is that he restored the pride and dignity of the Southern Cameroonian. Why do I say this? If you look at our relationship with La République du Cameroon over the years, as Dr. Mungo rightly said, the one thing that Dr. Bernard Fonlon and Foncha and our leaders then could not fight back what they clearly saw was the injustice that was being done to us by Ahijo was why? Because we had no one to defend us. So when I forget what minister that was that told the Honorable Weber that vous allez faire quoi? He had every right to say that. There was no one to fight for us within military. The UK had abandoned us. We were orphans.
But
So he
I
had
think
the
it was
right to ask.
famous Nongo or Famon Dengo, whatever his
If
name
I'm
is.
I know,
Famine
Famon
right?
Dongo,
Dengo.
that vous allez
The
faire quoi?
infamous logo.
Yeah.
Or hungry
So
hungry Dongo, because
yes.
Fame means you are hungry or something.
Yeah, so that is why the the re-establishment of the defense mechanism or system or structure for Ambazonia has been a catalyst that will lead us to the success in this revolution. Because if you look at what we have now, I believe we have in excess of 4,000 Ambazonian fighters on the ground. And with each, if you notice, you realize that our, 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 our progress has been deliberate but incremental in a positive direction. Because we start at this point, it will be full for us to go back to allow ourselves again to be disarmed and put back in the cage and adopt that same position again where like previously when they see us they will tell you to stand there. When they clap you jump, when they clap you jump. That is what we were. And as they clap and you jump, they're laughing at you and they call you angry fool and bazozo and all this. So we have something now that our forefathers did not have. And we must make sure we maintain it, improve it, and make sure that when this war is done, we sharpen our defenses, not just against the Republic, but anyone else that will want to step on our toes again. So, when you ask about what this generation has done differently, that is the main thing that my question to them is this: look at what we have. Look at the number of boys we have on the ground. Look at what they are holding. Do you really believe that there will be a day when we will give back these things, lay them down, and give our hands again so you can put chains on, put your hands back? And so when
No.
you see us, you say, stay to Alaba and kick us and molest us as you want. That is never going to happen. So the Republic has to look at the chessboard now and see that the game is not in their favor. It is time for
So the
them to
president was
collect
not
their
just
losses
making some
and get
kind
out.
of was not just trying to be a propagandist. He was talking based on proven facts. The president was talking based not just on achievement but on projections. And this is taking us to another level of the discussion. The president said, we're going to start seeing. If what we have seen so far has made us so excited, has made many people now see a dream come true, and the president is telling us that there are new strategies and we're going to start seeing them. The press secretaries will have to hint us on that. If Dr. Ngwambe is ready to come, please let him indicate. This program is already going on for close to 2 hours. We want to have, before our people sleep, maybe if they have some calls we'll start receiving calls in the next 10 minutes. So Dr. Ngwambe, if you want to come, just come while the press secretaries comment on this, please. Maybe I start with, they say ladies before gentlemen. That is what they say. I don't know the logic of it. Madam Comfort, you want to take the lead?
Yes. What was it again? What exactly did you
The
just say?
president just said this evening that we
Mhm.
are going to start seeing something new, better than what we
Right.
have seen. We're talking
Exactly.
about power on the ground. And before he even said that, I want to remind you on something. He said, "Don't ask me when negotiations will start. Go and ask that to Paul Hitler." Please, we must not
Yes.
forget this name, Paul
Exactly.
Hitler.
I I
But
want
for
to let
me,
you
ask me what we're going to do on the ground to increase firepower. So he went further to
exactly.
say that you're going to start seeing some things. Talk to us, please. I can't wait to start
No.
seeing.
We have seen what they call in the neighboring colonial language avant-goût of what the president is talking about, right? One
Okay.
thing, whether you like it or
So
not,
Avango,
we are
explain it. I didn't understand that grammar.
yes,
What does
we
that
have seen
mean?
a foretaste. We have seen a foretaste of what
Thank
he
you.
is about he's talking about here, right? Because
Yeah.
one thing that we know is we started in 2016. It was just Nkang. In Pidgin in country talk, they say Nkang, peace plant.
Okay.
We moved to knives and machetes and spears to Chavum. And then we moved to Lefanse of my own a field marshal of Lebialem. Even when they went and destroyed our plant, where we started fabricating our own Lefanse, which moved into a Kage. You know, I'm trying to speak this language. I think Secretary should be smiling now.
There's
And of
nobody
late,
that knows them better than you.
yes, we have seen the IED, the improvised explosive devices fabricated, made in Ambazonia by the Ambazonia
Yes.
Restoration Forces. We started
Mm-hmm.
in the early 2018-19. We started somewhere in Manu County, a few people fighting and a few things here and there. Today, we are talking about thousands of Ambazonia Restoration Forces. Last year, the 1st of October, we saw the coming of the county marshals and so on and so forth. We have seen the multiplication of field marshals, and the president said today in his speech that if you thought that you were going to pick up the field marshal king of Lebialem and destroy him, thinking that you have stopped the war, no. I want to just remind you that here as we speak, we have 8 million field marshals, 8 million generals, we have 8 million Ikome Sako, which means we are also already ready and good to go, right? Ambazonia is just free. We are just waiting for that thing, the pen, whoever is about to sign what, to sign it quick because we are ready and we are ready to do it. We read the quick note from Kemi Ashu yesterday when I was handling the Dr. Tita and the other team for humanitarian crisis, right? How much for how many days have our own little but mighty this guy or the field marshal of Bui. How for how many days did he hold them down? These are the people when I listened to you the other day, Comrade Fusi. Thank you for the good job you are doing. He read in one of his news items, he said the bills and the gendarmes that people used to dread so much have been rubbished by these little boys and girls. That is just the foretaste, just what they are doing these days. We have field marshals all over the place, generals, and many more are on the way. The president promised us today. What else do you want? Just wait, watch, and see. If you want to see Christmas before you chop them, then wait for it. We are coming. So La République du Cameroon, this serves like a gentleman, a gentle advice and reminder. The direction is towards the table for negotiation because there is no turning back and this war cannot be won because you did not win them when we had knives and machetes and then guns. Today we have real stuff fabricated by us. That's how,
So,
we are doing
so,
our
so,
research.
Comrade Fondo, when the president is telling us
We are
that you're going
fabricated.
to start seeing, are we expecting?
Okay.
And if we're expecting, can you give us some kind of explanation of what we're expecting? That could be more, because now we know there's rockets, so that's not what we intend to see. Are we going to see
Yes, we don't.
helicopters? Comrade
Oh
Fondo, do
yes.
you want to talk on that, please?
All right.
Well, as you understand, the president said we are going to start seeing. This is because he would have unraveled exactly what you should know. But because of military secret and because we, the press secretary, we must keep our under the Italian law of Omota, we cannot reveal anything for you people for this moment. But what we can promise to you
So
is
you don't
that
want to
you are
satisfy
going to
our
see.
anticipation, okay?
Yes, you are going to see necromancy in broad daylight, which therefore means that we are talking about 13 counties here. The war that began in Genesis somewhere around Mamfe is not more talking about that. We are talking about 13 counties, people who have gone into recruitment, training, and they are now ready to go. And things are in their hands. We are talking about Osuzi, 25 bullet per trigger. I don't want to
Now,
go
please leave
further.
it at that. Since you don't want to talk
Yes.
about it,
So
you don't want to talk
exactly.
about it,
So
just leave it at that.
We have already
exactly.
reviewed
So the
enough, and
idea
that's
here
enough.
is that
Even for us.
exactly. And the
That,
idea here is
that is very
just to
wonderful. I want
tell
to find
you.
out if Dr. Ngwambe is there. Let him come up. I saw him. Dr. Ngwambe, are you live? Are you on set? Dr. Ngwambe, thank you. We
Let
can
me
hear you.
unmute
Can you talk so that we
him.
can hear you?
He's talking. Let
You're
me
talking, we
unmute
can
him.
hear, please. And you are the
He's
main man
probably
there,
muted.
so talk.
Probably muted.
Oh yeah, Paddy, greetings everyone, and greetings all panelists, especially this my senior sister, the press secretary Malcolm for. We get someone
Hi.
from ground zero where he want to talk something for our people. Then I don't know if we'll not be able to listen, bro.
Yes, go ahead immediately. People from Ground Zero, the number is on the screen: 16787017902. We're going offline soon. Please call in. We want to listen.
Hello, sir. Are you getting me, sir?
Yes, sir. We can get you.
Yes, go ahead.
What LGA or county are you calling from?
Oh, I know.
You
The
are from
lines
which
are
county?
open.
Which
You
county
can
are
start
LGA?
calling, please.
Okay, you drop.
Yeah.
Okay,
That is
Dr.
one of the
Kwame,
things.
quickly. Since we start with this for pitching, me will enter inside this thing. You know, say, Fesai Abakwa will be just broke this thing anyhow. As is there, Madam Comfort will bring me president's speech tomorrow, but 3 o'clock. I want to not forget. 3 o'clock. For time for Boya, for time for Amlong. You've grown a house quarter. You'll go
Me?
have a quarter, house quarter, you come over there.
Hold
You mean
on.
who? Me?
I talk,
You
Dr.
mean me?
Kwame.
Eh,
Dr.
me,
Kwame.
I know growing from Bamenda. No, I've been a Bafu Pikin. I like me my village past Bamenda. So you feel I know we talk say I grow me for Bamenda.
So,
Okay, oh boy, that call for ground zero. You don't come back, bro. If you talk now.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Talk, we hear you.
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead.
You're live on ABC. Can you talk?
Yes, sir. We're getting you loud and clear.
Oh dear.
He be drop again.
Yes.
Well,
That is typically
network
like
issues in La Republic. Yeah.
yeah.
They don't want our people to communicate. Thank God we're live and the world is saying on every platform.
Such a waste
They
of
don't want our
time,
people to
right?
communicate.
We're gone.
So,
But
really
I mean,
quickly, yes, go ahead, Dr. Mwambe. Tell us what you think about the president's address of tonight, so that we can take some calls and close, because this is about 11 p.m. in Amber time, and our people, though they are still glued on the screen, we're still having a great view on Facebook, on YouTube, and on the app. I'm sure everybody at home is lying down and watching. So just talk to us. You heard the president as the Undersecretary for Communication. What was your take?
Yeah, I mean, I be really like the president's speech, because especially the point that he talk about people in way when we like interim government, we did give suggestion where it help for cover the whole nation. That other people then they blast. They instead talk now their own direction. They instead give now some different narrative. That their narrative, they bear fruit. But then when you look for the interim government, you see say the interim government, its own actions them, they bear fruit. Our diplomatic initiatives, they bear fruit. Our humanitarian initiatives, they bear fruit. Our defense initiatives, they bear fruit. Ambazonians, in the Bible says, you will know them by their fruits. So when you want to know who is taking you to Boya, when you want to know who to give you that independence, who will bring all we that independence, the fruits of the interim government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, led by President Dr. Sako and his LGA officials, county officials, cabinet officials, ARFs and Ground Zero, we are bearing fruits. So for me, there's no question on where I stand, and I don't think there should be any question on where Ambazonians should stand. We saw the numbers of views that were on watching ABC. Hold on a second. We saw the number of views that were watching ABC.
About 3,000.
In short, maybe now I brought up this from ground zero. Oh boy, how far? Yep, I would hear you.
Yes,
We need to hear you, Dr.
we'll be
Mbale.
very happy. We'll be very happy for see the speech or hear the speech where our president don't give him. So I call for Northern Zone.
Ah. So
Yes.
so how about it now? How Northern's gonna be there today?
Be very calm. Be very calm.
Okay. You know say we don't try to shift the names then for that Northern Zone, Southern Zone palava. We get now Savannah now, then we get Midland Zone, and then we get Equatoria. So which part of were you there for which one? You did the Savannah Zone or you did Midland?
You didn't which county?
You didn't well I mean okay, and which county?
I'm in Bui County.
Bui County, the mighty Bui Warriors, home of Field Marshal No Pity and the great General Sagon, that mighty warrior.
Yes, they are really boiling the place now.
Yeah, oh boy, I beg, give me the secret for the thing where when I chop for that Bui County, where we make and when I knock like public so.
You chop the today.
Only fufu corn with the chop.
So that explains why you Wuna and Bali, Nyonga, when I sample La Republic very correctly, because now fufu corn and kati and jamanjaba. Okay, now the formula that.
Yeah, I eat the give with first.
Good. Keep up the good work.
Yes, so brother, give quick updates. What did happen?
So Mona hold the fight always strong.
Yes, thank you, bro. And
not listen anything where other enablers in the talk.
Yes, bro.
President Sako, our president, and he has come to stay. Unshakable.
Yes, sir.
You're unshakable.
Yes, sir.
We will hold on well and we'll show the president we get this message. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Bro. Yeah, thank you. Parito say he thank you for the call, bro. When I stay strong, look out for our brothers, the ARF of the Marine Forces of Bambalang. Make sure that they're safe. Yes, alert them if La Republic is anywhere around. Make sure that they know. Yes, find and chop. Give them intel. Yes.
The ground is really boiling on them.
Yes. Make sure when I protect them for Bui at the beg when I make sure when I continue to protect our brother them.
No, we are doing our best.
Amen.
Thank you.
I will make sure there's another call on the line.
All right.
Yes. All right, bro. We'll talk now. I guess the other call with you want enter. We'll talk. You take care. Salute family.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Yes, take care. Yeah, yes, my brother. You're live on ABC Amba TV. The post-speech analysis. How for you? Yeah, bro. You did live. How for you? You call for which?
No, I'm very fine. I'm doing very well. I'm calling from Mezam.
The great Mezam. How far? How Mezam?
So Mezam is very nice. The day was very, 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 reserved.
So you chop which thing for Independence Day, October 1st? You don't make na jollof rice, special jollof rice, and na achu or na fufu and jama katikati.
Achu in Mezam is our our normal food, daily food. So I prefer achu to eat tomorrow.
Okay, good.
Why you bring me saliva? You don't wait for this Independence.
Our Independence Day tomorrow. I've not heard anything more important you could talk about. Whether we are going to go out or it still stands a lockdown or are people free to go out and run their daily businesses. What do you say about that?
I think people that go start their activities, I just get to be careful.
And people are free to go about their businesses. I mean, I can answer it, but let some other people speak. That Mike, I don't know if you want to answer that or the press secretaries want to answer that. Or Padi.
I was out for a moment. Can you just repeat it again for me and I'll take it?
So dear brother, he ask about tomorrow. Tomorrow with now Friday.
Tomorrow, as you day, we now just be vigilant a little bit. We don't receive message say the Bulu intervention rapide. Now name with President Giam today, so all we follow that name. Bulu intervention rapide. They don't increase their number. So now be careful because now people way now blood sucker. They're hungry for blood. So they go one come up for make sure say kill now. Yeah, wanna be careful, but lockdown don't end today. Good thing will go happen tomorrow. Be say now Independence Day. So whether they like it or not, we go celebrate them. How will they celebrate them?
Oh, sure.
All right, good, bro. You don't hear no. Lockdown be end today Thursday. Lockdown be end today Thursday. So Friday now open day. On I say may you the place fine. May you alert very well because you know say that are probably people then now some kind of ballot people then. But we go back on.
Yes, there's something also I wanted to talk about. I thank you, all the panelists. Your various participation was fabulous, very educative. You talked about the customer record, something we did not just know about it. Talk of our educational system, something most of us did not know. In fact, it is fabulous what you people elaborate much this evening. And I think those who talk about Dr. Sako, you said something that our younger sister, said something very pertinent. That those who talk about Dr. Sako, they are just, messing around because if you find a complaint somewhere, and that you can bring your complaint out and show how powerful you are to beat that complaint out and bring another sense that can contradict that complaint so that people should follow behind you, you stay quiet. So I think these people going around, messing around, look, they discredit themselves. They make themselves fools, imbeciles, where there are people who are fast. Let me assure you, my younger brother, on the ground, we are very intelligent. We know who is our leader. It's not a question of, running up and down, going to the north, going to the south to know who is our leader. The truth is the truth. God has already given him an assignment to Dr. Sako. He has already been given that assignment by God. And if you see the way he's handling our affairs, you see that, in fact, he's handling as a man of God, as a person who has been chosen by God, not by man. So where he is seated, he did not come there by his own. It is an assignment given by God. So if these people want to make a blind eye of, a deaf ear of what he is doing, we stay quiet, keep on with our struggle, keep on working, keep on fighting out like the Cameroon, sending them, flushing them out our territories. So I thank you very much, my younger brother. People should remain resilient, people should, be committed. People should not give up this fight because, as Secretary Chris said the other time, that if we give up, if they win us, in fact, they are going to take a bit of everything they allow us to use. So we should not play. We should empower our fighters on the ground. There are some complaining. In their own areas, they don't see the money. They have the ability. They have the generals there. But these areas like Menchum and so many other places like Santa and so on, they are complaining that they don't have funds. They raise money, but they've not gotten anything to actually work as some other generals. So people should look into that seriously. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. That is just all what I have in mind.
Yes, my senior man, thank you for those concerns. For those fighters who are raising those complaints, ask them who their LGA chair is and who their county chair is and who their defense chair is for the county. If they can answer those questions, then you'll know they are part of the IG, FRA, county, LGA by LGA system. And then you'll know we'll be taking care of it. If they be incapable to answer,
let me give this announcement again. So tomorrow,
okay,
thank you.
Let me give this announcement
They
again.
don't even know to who they belong.
Yep.
Yes, because I believe some of them, some of these fighters that are fighting without knowing what they are doing, they don't know who is their leader. I've come across many of them. When I ask questions, they can't reply, they can't say anything. So they are fumbling. They don't know. Some are illiterate. They manipulate them. So they need to be some sort of,
I can tell you
education to this.
I can tell you as a very active member of Mezam County and even of my LGA that we have our people in Santa. We know who our people are in Santa. So when I hear anyone complaining for it, it's a different story. But we did together. Ma, answer the next call, bro. Take care. Enjoy. Happy Independence.
Yeah, before the call, I need to give this announcement. Tomorrow We will have the press team that is here now and a whole lot of other hosting some other panelists. That is from 3 p.m. Amber time. So now we get 2 programs we go take place immediately after our one go to end. Secretary Chris too go come up. I sure so we don't start see the flyers them everywhere. Where Secretary Chris go come up for another very important. So it's a whole day, and this whole day now all about independence. So Amazonia, since when Amazonia be Independence Day, and we go to dilute or the decode more on this president's speech again. So we'll not be talk all tonight. Caller, go ahead.
All right, bro. It looked like ground zero. That belly, they on fire. They want to talk, bro. You there?
Yes, make the talk. Receive, pick the calls, please. We didn't have to talk for them now.
Hey, my brother, if you talk, you there live? Oh. Hey, my man, are they live with you now? You fit talk now.
He's near his receiver, so he'll be listening to the TV and not to you. Let him move
exactly.
away.
I'm
when you want to make call, close your receiver, please.
Hello?
Yeah, bro. Go ahead. Reduce volume for your receiver.
Hello?
Yes, bro. Reduce volume for your receiver.
Hello?
For your TV.
All right.
Okay, go ahead. If you talk, we hear you.
Okay, I salute all.
Welcome, pa. Welcome.
I salute all.
We hear you. We salute you.
All right.
You're calling from which county? Which county, LJ? What LJ?
I don't listen to the speech. I've been a student where I don't drop. So, okay. I've been student. I've been a dropout since where the struggle start. Yeah, since where the struggle start. I don't hear the president don't talk, and I appreciate. I'll be very happy for your voice because I'll be big me confused again. I'll be president. So I've been very happy today for know our president now. So our second president really control. So I really want to thank you for the speech for the president. May God just give long life and strength to one another and continue with the fight.
Yes, bro. Thank you. I want me, say that when the liberation go be official, the sovereignty go be fully recognized, we go make sure say we get technical schools for all sides because this communication issue where we get for ground, where we call for ground, we go need people then like you, where you go help with for install telecommunications network. We go need people then like you, where you go help with for reconstruct schools, for be teacher for school, for manage businesses for we, So no fear. We'll fix the country much better with people like you. So thank you. Stay strong.
Okay. Okay, I don't get. I really want to emphasize for something too, but for about the school too, I really want to emphasize because I need to go school again, but I did for town, I did for commoner for Comba, I did me some Naso, but just struggle since the crisis start, the struggle start. So, but I know the world because I don't see I ever just get fit for myself. Yes, but I really want to emphasize for our auntie. See, even if na harm, no one I just understand. Me, our younger brothers, they made it a cool school. I stopped my own school now from 5, but I understand the thing. Say they fight so for our own future, me define. So I really want to emphasize me, just talk say me school, picking the new go school because when they were talking the wrong of La Republic, they would treat them for the very badly. They would treat them we want to talk something because time the struggle be started, we pass on time for come a commoner go francophone. I'm gonna did call me who Amazonia who Sicila Anglophone did coach for that see how my brother and suffer for the don't worry me. So if the figure live at least made the Joe go school for Joe at least for secure that for the because time the new go school they give speed to military them they will still can't hold them. You shoot them, kill someone they after carry gun them put on top them, they say na Amazonia and then boy them. But we no been at them. So it just make them sometimes they just feel like secure for inside place. Because when they do so they come on go school, they just be feel secure. We just be secure for a group of students be secure than because when they run for streets of government that they just you don't know. Even as we not give freedom. You work as so you just find work or one worker they hold you. That the people more or less me anyhow. So I just the thing that be one time to and I do want emphasize to say no one at the top anytime on talk for our boys them made they know the fight, made they know the fight.
Okay.
May they notified among themselves, you mean?
Yeah, the line don't disconnect, but
Yeah, I
in
Yes,
think
short,
now
the
now
most
because
important thing.
Dr. Mwabe will get about 12 minutes to end the program so that make the people keep call. My
Okay.
brother, we don't hear you. We sure say president and his team, his strategy team, they hear you. And they will find out a solution.
Okay. Now the next call at this. Oh boy, turn if you did for corner yeah, this thing yeah, stereo, turn on down before you
Hello.
talk. Yeah, we hear you. How far you? The call from which county? Which county and LGA?
Yes, Comrade Mwambe, this is Reagan calling from the Midland state of Nezam in Commander, the Federal Republic of Amazonia. Can you hear me?
I hear you fine, Reagan. Welcome, Mr. Reagan. How are you?
Yes, no, fine. I want to appreciate the President of the Republic of Amazonia for the great speech this evening and to say that, you've been a great job. Congratulations. However, I have this problem. I don't know how you people are going to address it at the level of the interim government. This problem of I see too many channels today. When I tune, I see ABC Amber TV, I see Freedom Amazonia TV, AFTV, I see AC, ACN of Tuayaba, I see another FCBC of South Africa. In fact, I am. In this unity, where are we heading to, brethren? It is really my imagination. Can we not be united? Can we not stand like one man and fight this problem? Comrade Comfort. Oh, I have your medal. Today with Amid in Boya, your medal. I will give your medal on that day. Congratulations for the great job you have been doing since SCDC. Well, let's be united. All I call to say is let's be united and stand for a united cause until we reach for you. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
Man, talk small on top where that man talk. You see, would it try to build an authoritarian society? One build a liberal society where any man can get it on TV when he want get them, anyhow we get them. But no matter what, the people that know where they can get any information when they want get from the interim government. You know, so the interim government use their main channel to use for communicate na ABC Amba TV. And the fact that this small other TV they don't come out, where some people them get them, no means say will be divided. Now, true say some of these other people, some of them are not talking all. Maybe their objective for get television be get question. But whatever the situation be, so talk the way we don't talk today with the platform that say lie. No get place when truth day. So whatever program you watch, anytime you want hear which way your interim government come or they talk, tune in for ABC, you go hear.
I would like for us to deal with that one, Paris. Forget plenty mouthpieces and where they talk about the Ambazonian struggle, not a bad thing. The problem I say now whether those people they actually talk now for promote the cause we will fight for. If they be all if they talk that the same thing, they march towards the same objective, towards the same goal, we will not get any problem with that one. But then the people where they there for down for ground zero, they get for know who way it talk the truth, who way it actually follow through for make sure they get the real independence where they need them. This fight is so why I always go ally myself with the interim government. Why? Because now plenty people then come together way before they make decision. Now plenty people they sit down, discuss that thing, see whether that thing fine. One person go just go sit down, he do his own thing. Now secretary that be hearing where they come out there, now he only one. That one will
Yes.
not be reflective of which way it be good for the people. Even President
And that talk
Sako
we talk
come
so
there.
Mike na very fine talk because say if I may remind people for this particular television, be say this television na 100% Amazonian that television. We know all the other television them na a group of people that own their television. The one day so whether Dr. Sako Day or Chris Ano Day or they did TV na Ambazonian people their television. Now why that way all my way na Ambazonian, you get right to come for this platform. I don't know if we're still having some calls there.
Yeah,
We have about
we still get calls, bro. We get some man. We get some man. We come on as Ikome we from Sierra Leone. So
okay,
see how powerful.
I think that will be one of our last calls. Go ahead, my brother.
Hello.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro.
Yes,
go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, our brother from Sierra Leone. We hear you.
Yes, but you see the other man. You see the talk.
No,
where we finish.
No, you don't finish. You don't finish. You don't finish.
Hello?
You don't finish.
Listening.
Okay,
He's
yes,
listening on.
yes, bro. I they watching a live from Sierra Leone.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we hear you.
Me come out for corner TV.
Yes.
He listen.
Hello?
Yeah, reduce the volume
we
from
can
your
hear
TV.
you.
Then just listen to the headset. We hear you. We hear you.
Yes. Hello?
Yeah, you want to talk with Inopa? You want?
Yes, actually, I come over Boya County.
Okay.
Yes, they are the call from Sierra Leone now.
Okay, boy, LJ. So how far? So what's be your opinion? How you see the president's
Well,
speech?
my opinion. Yes, I did Sierra Leone now since 2019. They will be there when the crisis will begin, and we'll see everything will happen on the field.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, we hear you. So what to be your opinion? What to be your
You hear
opinion?
president's speech? How you take? What to be a take?
Yeah, actually, my opinion are for keep Ambazonians together. Understand? Because social media it have portrayed so much of hatred and division. So if you really Ambazonians all together, then they get confidence and they believe in the interim government. You understand? Because you know that Republic, we get the agents them around for distract the movement. So which are the time we say the president continue with that spirit. Unabalo na continue with that good spirit.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Thank you,
my brother.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, may God bless you. Yeah, may God bless you. May He strengthen your hand and your family. You know, we did together. We'll see we'll see for Boya. Man, take next call. Next call.
I think that's our last call, Dr. Wami.
Hello.
Okay, this bro.
Hello.
Yeah, bro. We hear you. You be our last call. What you call from which county and LGA, please?
I call from Meme.
Ah. Okay. So how you see President's speech?
I did. Yes, they check.
That's good. So
yeah. I want to. Hello.
Yeah, we hear you, bro. We hear you.
Yeah. I want to talk between collaboration there between the Kumba and Boya Highway. But this will get disturbing because the commanders have in Bagam Bakunu see their voices now, so they return to civil and them. They retreat civil and they will hear the other day report the next civil and the to want them to don't die white to and they do critical condition. So the best thing mean government at this need do something quick.
Okay, bro. You know what you do? Send me message for back. May I see what you have to do? We'll get the ARS made to investigate that one because I sure say that people where they do that talk no be our own. You understand? No, because we for interim government we get a high standard of discipline and organization and training for our people them. So that one the way they do that mess so now rogues. So we'll give for send our brother they made it stop that people then.
Yes, because of Nuna balance the really boys they really work between Kodawo.
Okay. Yeah, send me message. If you send me type message or audio message for back, that way I'll send them to the defense team so we'll know how to handle that matter. You know.
Okay.
All right, small time. Happy Independence Day.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah,
I know. Say not
yeah.
okay. Not the last call. Not the last call. That now. So, Paddy,
I always think I dey wish all man to say happy independence. Everyone has to update, say go down your the whole and tie.
Okay, good.
Oh, good job.
Excellent.
Thank you. Una stay
Yes,
safe. Una stay safe.
not dog no day, not dog no day.
Okay, bro. God bless you. God bless you.
Yes.
Yes, Dr. Mwambe, one just thank every don't hold on. If you go live now, you discover say people still there to watch. That like people know I mean live, we still get for Facebook a lot
No,
of people will still
call
watch.
did it come on? No easy, my man. Call
And
did
the
it come.
calls that still come up. But one tell they say me they join we tomorrow. You will still get Press Secretary Comfort and Press Secretary Fondo Water from 3 p.m. After we don't listen to the pigeon speech. When I will listen them again, and most probably when I will surely also listen them for French. And the talk they know it not be finished today. Tomorrow I don't think say I go there with them, but I believe say they will still continue with the others, the Mike Fusi, the Yaya, the way they go there on board. They will still they broke this speech most of them all man for the year. Okay, so if that is set and done, I don't know, Fondo, you want to give a last remark? Mark Comfort and then Mike Fusi, and then maybe we sign off for the day. 30 seconds, please.
Just for thank everybody where you don't exercise some patience, especially with the excitement, say we restoration for independence don't come a reality. Just for remind them, say not be possible. We be level everything this evening. So tomorrow for 3 o'clock, it will be in a completely pigeon. So after that pigeon, we will broke them na two for pigeon, so that everybody will feel assimilate them very well. I want just thank all the other colleagues them wey dey be there with we here, especially Comfort, Michelle Fusi. Make sure that you continue to be consistent here with us because your presence has been very precious. Also,
Yes.
Dr. Ngwabe, that is the rock. And many people are just asking that who is this new guy that we are seeing? He's so wonderful. They are talking here about Michel Padi. I told them that that's somebody who has been like a powerhouse. You don't see him, but he move. They will go describe him like that. They will mover. So thank you very
Mhm.
much, and I look much forward tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you to comrades. It was such a pleasure. Thank you, comrade Fusi, for making it. It will be a pleasure for be with you this evening, and I was so happy. Thank you, PK. Good job. Thank you, Dr. Ngwambe, for joining. And why not? Just get one word. I appreciate so much the young person, the student, where he called from Bamenda. I'm a mother. You know, when you listen to that, you get a bit emotional, but I get at the same time very encouraged for the powerful message and the courage we get. Like Dr. Ngwambe talk, we are working towards the best, and the best will be yours. So please make una stay safe. Those lion that they around, roaring lion that you just walk down around, you look for who to devour. Do not make
Yeah, me
yourself
too.
available,
Me
please. Yes. Una stay safe. Una stay safe and then take care of yourselves. Celebrate inside your house. Do not make noise. If you think the noise will attract roaring lion, me can devour you. Just be home and be safe, please, because we need you alive. So thank you so much and see you tomorrow at the 3 p.m. Amber time with the pidgin version of the president's speech. Thank you so much.
Mike, you want to say something before we close? Comrade
Seems to
Mike,
be
it's like
frozen.
you're frozen.
Oh dear, he is.
too. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I think I can hear
Hello?
you right now.
Okay, all right. Yeah, first of all, I want to thank you, Paddy. Thank my sister Comfort, and of course, Press Secretary. And I want to talk this one and say, we gave for first of all understand say thing we fight for. Make we people them for ground, make they understand say no that illusion. It be real and it happen. The independence of the Southern Cameroons, it happen. Those where they
Hmm.
sit out, may they get on. This thing no na play. We don't take country, we just did for our independence. We know whatever again, go back for go begin the bow down, the clap, the beg, all things from La Republic where they take them from we. So I would like for really take this message, this moment now for beg we brother them and sister them and mommy them back home. Make no man no come out outside yet tomorrow. It go risk a life unnecessarily. If you know see the situation, you know be safe. Stay inside house, celebrate with independence. And Bazonia will still know say you celebrate them. Make you not go expose yourself because they vex now because they see and say we don't already go with. So thing where they want to now just to kill we so that after all they can't commode them so many kill we. We not make ourselves vulnerable. Some message come through already what we there for this show say the day for government are plenty. The day for government are plenty now as we talk. Make man not come yourself make they kill it unnecessarily. You know that we want me all may they be alive so that when we don't take with independence, all we go sing march, go for Boya, celebrate at the foot of Mount Fako with independence. So we don't want make with the lost lifetime. So I thank you again. And again, I thank the panel, Comrade Waters, and Myron and Dr.
Dr.
Martin,
Mungwa.
they don't go all the way to contribute for this show today. I think say I hope say we don't help for enlighten with people and for inspire them. Thank you again. And of course, Dr.
Yeah, Dr. Ngwambe, we don't pan over for you, me crown up.
Okay, my brother. You know, yeah, I did. So
Yes.
the person where you go do the person where you go do my closing remarks now. Field Marshal No Pity, he brother them from actually what no be no pity Isobu General Isobu from Bui County. Now I brother than this, but he did not Douala now. So bro, what you want to tell our people then?
Yes. Okay, I talk am now.
Yes, bro, you did live.
Okay, because the watch was screen now 5 people the day where they don't.
Yes, now you now, bro. Now you now. Not the watch screen. Now you now. Bro, go ahead now. Go ahead. We with you. We with you.
Okay. Okay. Hello. I want to contribute. I'm from Bui County, resident in Douala. I want to just answer the question of that man, that other caller who was talking about the different mini amber channels that are coming up. I want to let that man to know that even in the time of Jesus Christ, there was Judas who was even secretary of Jesus Christ ministry, and everybody believed in him. And what finally happened? He sold Jesus Christ, not knowing that he was selling Jesus Christ, but to his own detriment. Even the money he sold Jesus Christ with, the money he did not eat the money. Even the Caiaphas, the reverends who were against Jesus Christ, they did not even eat the money. They sent back the money to him. He carried the money back to the Caiaphas. They said that this is blood money. He cannot eat this type of money. And what they could do with that money is to go and dig a buried ground with that money and be burying dead people. So selling the struggle is not any investment. So the Cho Ayaba, whosoever they call themselves, as I was seeing another man talking, Eric Dato talking from the other channel SCBC, as if he want to condemn as if he want to condemn our president Sako, Ikome, and Chris Ano, who is the Secretary General. So those people are selling the struggle to their own detriment, because when Amazonia will get independence, I don't know where they will have their own portion. Because surely whether they will go to the Nigerians or they will go to Yaoundé and they will give them post, because we are people from the ground with the blood Amazonia that is running through our veins. And I want to let that man also to know very well that what is in the human spirit cannot be dealt away or cannot be extinguished with force. So I say more grace to your elbows. I am a fervent contributor of ABC channel, and I am very happy with what you people are doing. My cry is that let this struggle end and we have our freedom, because before 1954, we already had our freedom. Our great grandparents already had our freedom. So we are not even small. Look at the country like Greece. Greece, the last World Cup, they were counting the population of Greece to be about 300,000 inhabitants. But they are a country of their own. But they are talking us 8 million. We are more than 8 million. We are about 20 million scattered even the whole world. There's no way you cannot go that you cannot find an Amazonia. So I want to greet all of you at the panel and say that you people are doing a great job, including Chris Ano, who is not present with you, with our president from the speech he said, and to also encourage those people in the local government area so that they should try and work on their own as we are here. Although you are not seeing us physically as people are asking that who is that man on the screen who has been talking. Even me, I've seen him today. He's moving as a powerhouse. So Amazonia is having also other powerhouses, and when the struggle will come to the limelight, and when we are in Boya, before we begin to surface, so that we know ourselves and see that we were having strong people. So my cry that it happened. Then we will sort out in Boya together, and we will be saying that I was the one who did this, I was the one who did this. By that time, we know ourselves and all our struggle, our independence, and we will move forward. And we develop ourselves, and so that our children will not be suffering again, our families, we take care of our people, and make sure that the bone of Amazonia should stand firm. United we stand.
Amen.
Good evening. Thank you very much.
Amen, bro. Thank you so much for that call. When I say ground zero, don't speak. They know the fruit that is bearing.
Ground zero, they awake.
That's true.
Yep. Ground zero know the fruit way they bear the correct fruit, and that is the interim government led by President Dr. Sako. At the end of the day, we all know if your country no fine, that means see Ambazonian for day. So no. Now why you see Ambazonian for all sides? So the only fine country the way Ambazonian and did it, and we want to make our own country fine, so that way other people will become our country. So thank you, bro. Have a good night. God bless the people of Ambazonia.
Yes, sir.
Dr. Ngwame, one solicit for the panelists, the panel where they say some call don't come in say this will make we wait till Independence Day, which is midnight. Dr. Ngwame, that music where you play, you want to play with some other music, more come back, then can celebrate the midnight.
Yes,
okay,
please.
Make Ambazonian then listen to that music.
Which
midnight
music?
Is in the how long?
Yeah, PK, please. Sorry. There's this song. If it were possible, you would have sent to Dr. Ngwambe. That's a typical war front celebration. This is New Year. We're at war. It's New Year though, New Independence Day. If it were possible for Dr. Ngwambe to play that, it would really have been good too. I don't know if
the song where I really like and where it did like war song, and that one by Chile, our sister Chile Wawaye. Every time I hear that song now, I'm gonna take my own gather interfield.
Do you have it? I listen to all of our songs, they are good.
Yeah, man, see if I find that song for console.
At exactly midnight, you go play the new anthem. I want to congratulate the choral group where they composed the new anthem. I hope so. Oh, I don't hear the new anthem. It was amazing. Now, Ambazonian choral group, we go play that anthem for exactly midnight. Pastor Commando be available now. I don't know if you create a link for Pastor Commando, me join with so that I go conclude this show with any form of anything, and then encouraging people as we get into the Independence Day in the next 18 minutes. So try to connect Pastor Commando while you're giving us that music, please.
Yeah, find one quick song for we may. People
I don't just send you something for console. Just take the link player while you search the one we search. I don't send you something on WhatsApp.
Okay. For WhatsApp, you talk.
The song with my comfort talking is the first one.
Okay, you send it for me privately, no?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Okay. You send me. Oh, okay. Okay. I don't see this one. This one.
So we have those that are, I think we will decide if we take any more call from
Yes.
ground
Yes.
zero
So one
after
person they call. Now
midnight.
call it back. Now call
Because
it
this
back
is a
because
special request from ground zero that they want us to stay on till midnight. So we would have closed, but we're
Yep.
waiting.
Yeah, bro. We still there live. You want talk? You want talk for we have for you? You come out which county? Which LGA? Well, I don't. Right here. Yeah, bro. We hear from you. How far?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How far?
Hello.
Yeah, bro. We hear you. We hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, happy
I call from Yaoundé.
happy Independence Day. How for you?
Hello.
Yes, Pop. We hear you. Happy Independence Day.
Same to you.
Uh-huh. So you be listening for
Yes,
president.
I think
You
I
be
call from Yaoundé.
that Balok capital with that bad luck men then. La Republique
No.
La Republique du Biamaroon. So you see how you see
Did you get me?
yeah, I get you well, bro. How you see President's speech? How you see President Sako's speech?
Well, it will be upright and it will be a speech will be full of a coordinated message where I think any man will he will look forward for a change and for a better future for the way he will fight for he will be motivated.
Okay. So for the
So
ambassador,
I want to talk to
yeah.
I
So for,
want to talk say
mhm.
may you know say may una know say even Bible talk say a prophet is not always accepted in own hometown.
Yeah.
So people then they will always mock and people then they will always be against una and in fact against the dream we will get them.
Yep.
So even if a town is we only 5 days for we, the thing I say we our dream be a reality.
Amen. You never talk say they be even hate on Jesus. So we no surprise say they hate on we. You understand? No, if they be
Dr.
hate on
Ngwabe, please
Jesus,
don't forget to
who do
connect
we
Pastor
ambassador
Commando.
them? Yeah, I'm trying to close. I need to close my my Irene.
Yes, oftentimes when I dey pass for Facebook, I know it's Facebook talk, and in fact, anybody on Facebook or on social media is always quick to say whatsoever they can say.
True, that's true.
So when I see all those things, I dey always be annoyed how some people just insult the president, the acting president now, and others who are working with him. So it is always me. So I'm just thankful that today I'm privileged to have to connect. I want to say that you stay focused and forget about those people who are saying whatsoever. Even those who are saying that they are with us and they are doing other things which are contrary to our dream, we should not hate them. We should rather love them always and always pray that one day we'll come together to focus on one and decide as one people.
Bro, you are very correct. You know, it is said that silence is sometimes the best weapon, and Dr. Sako very
Yes,
good,
and then I want to
good for
say
using
that
that
there's something
silence.
also I've observed. I wonder anytime that people come on air, you should not over give praises to a particular like a fighter somewhere. You should try to check it. Like you should not say like our victorious fighter now at the side of I don't want to wish over focus on him. We should try to look at those areas where we are not active and also try to see how we can motivate them so that they also will get up, because I think that
to an extent, the other people who are not yet doing like him, they will start getting angry and feel like no.
Yeah, bro. I mean, what you're saying is it's true, but you know, with time, you know, Phil Marshall, no pity, started small, and you see where he is now. When he all those videos riding in that boat on that speedboat and everything, Yaounde be taken like play, and he was just building himself. If he build himself, so that he don't big like house now. So any other general, any other fighter, any aspiring field marshal or general, you start to build yourself small, do small works. Those small works will get you to big works, and then those big works will get you recognized. Now, so he did. Rome was not built in a day. Field Marshal No Pity was not built in a day. Even Field Marshal of Lebi Alem the King, Oliver, he was not built in a day. Now Molo. So no, they take out hard, no, they take out like bad. Small will see. Just the do ya Molo will see you.
Yeah, okay. Because I think that I'm just going to say it finds you because I don't want a situation where some people will say they like say they don't overgive praises to this man, or then you start some enemy to start the hook up within we know say enemy within it be a very harmful enemy.
That's true.
Yeah. So
that's true.
Dr. Kwame, I think we need to transit now to the music because we get a few minutes. For midnight, remember, so midnight you play that anthem.
Some talk the way them people try to no nothing for offer for as long as we be content.
Yeah, no, bro. I mean, you don't talk true. You don't talk true.
Counts too.
Just,
Yeah.
you don't talk true. I understand who side you to come out with this talk. So my question for you now, say, bro, for the now which kind Ambazonia way now which kind fine thing where you want me we bring up for Ambazonia time when the independence go enter?
Hello.
Yes. I thought say no. Now which kind fine thing we bring up for Ambazonia time when sovereignty go be under lock and key by where we don't secure them? Which kind fine thing we like and maybe bring from Ambazonia? Which kind
I should say after this I will send you my creativity. So I will want we develop in fact a society where it will be more of engineering and people
I hear you. Engineering, or you talk to engineering? Where?
Dr. Mwambe, please, why would you wait for that people to play this thing? Look, I don't send you messages, please.
Yeah, I don't bring up the one for Wim Boom. So I'll play the one for Wim Boom.
Yeah, go for the Wim Boom. Okay. Then make then follow up your chat.
Do as how I look forward to say maybe someday I will get a sponsor.
Yeah, bro. All these things we're going to Amazonia. We're going to have our small business loans where we'll invest in people like you who come up with inventions. I mean, if anyone who knows how electricity came to be from Thomas Edison and Tesla, you'll recognize that it was the government of Chicago and New York which invested in that electrification project, that invention of electricity, and then it spread nationwide. So governments have to invest in the inventions of their populations, and we plan as the people of Amazonia to do that. So thank you. We'll do what you know.
Dr. Gombe, please.
Yeah, bro. Take care.
122 people are watching on YouTube, so we just want to say Happy Independence Day to them. 122 watching live on YouTube right now.
They're still watching, and
and Ground Zero is
more than 300 still watching. That tells you what is happening on the app, and so we want to say thank you.
Yep, yeah, bro. You did live. You want to now Ground Zero? This Ground Zero the call, bro. How far? Which county in LGA?
Dr. Mwambe, why we wait to take the course later? Let's get this break is necessary, please.
Okay.
An urgent message. To anyone with type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes, this discovery could save your life. Top doctor from Arizona has discovered the real root cause of high blood sugar, and it has nothing to do with eating carbs or sugar, or even genetics. But instead with beta cells inside the pancreas. While most medications can keep the symptoms of diabetes at bay, they don't actually treat the root cause of the problem. So, before you resign yourself to being hooked on medication for life, you've got to see this now. This well-known doctor from Arizona was forced out of his practice after he unveiled a $1 billion secret he wasn't supposed to know. A clinically proven...
You're muted, bro. Comrade Gombe. You're muted.
Yeah, so we're getting close to our Independence Day. So there's a gentleman who's online. He wants to make a quick comment before we play our national anthem in celebration of the Independence Day. Bro, how far you come on now? Which LG and county?
Yeah, come up for Mezam.
Ah, Mezam, the great Mezam. How are you?
Yeah, fine, buddy. I come up for that.
Ah, okay. Good. General Okoro,
Yeah.
General Okoro people.
Precisely.
Okay, Pinin precisely. Yeah, that means you've been a General Okoro people then. You salute. How for you? Which you want to talk?
No, they fine. I did the East.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you how you see President's speech?
No, President's speech will be very powerful. I listened to the message and I was very impressed.
Okay. So you want to send which message for our people then?
Yeah, I just want to wish up for them happy Independence Day. We go there for UAE, so we'll still celebrate our program time.
Yes.
Even in our very Sunday, so we wish all Brazil happy Independence Day with our brothers and for diaspora.
Okay. Since you know be like dictator Bia where they go foreign countries them they close the eyes, no bringing a better thing back. For the place where you did, which fine thing you don't see for the way you like and we did for country after independence, after we reach Boya.
Okay.
I talk say no, since you know be like Popo where the visit place, close the eyes, no bring anything back. For the place where you did, which fine thing, which nice development thing, which nice educational thing, which nice business thing you don't see for the way you like and we get them for Ambaland.
If we catch 1 o'clock, so if we catch midnight, so now 1 minute less than
Ambaland, I don't want to move in cooperation with one more.
Okay, so we get countdown to our independence in 15 seconds. 15 seconds.
Pardon?
15-second countdown. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2, 1. My fellow Ambazonians, happy Independence Day. We're gonna play the new version of
Independence Day.
Independence. Yes, happy Independence Day to all my fellow Amazonians. We're gonna play.
Happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day, Amazonia.
We're gonna play our national anthem, this very beautiful version of our national anthem, and then we'll come back and speak to you all.
Yeah.
Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall.
Wow. Happy Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day.
Okay, my fellow Ambazonians, we are back. My comfort, that song, that is our national anthem. It doesn't matter which way you sing it, it always sends chills and thrills up my spine and my entire body.
I know. Yeah, right now as we speak, we have our own Dr. Aisha in the house. He is just like PK, your cafe day up. You know, this anthem is special, it's unique because it just represents us. That is exactly who Amazonians are. That is exactly what Amazonia is. What else? Happy Independence Day, fellow Amazonians. Happy Independence Day, Comrade Foster. See who is here.
Yes, let me make sure Pastor
Commando, you need to
your
switch
volume
off
is
your.
up now.
What? I'm here.
Masa ground zero they call we Masa no easy, Jai. No easy.
Just mute Ground Zero for a few minutes. Pastor Commando, it's Ambazonia's Independence Day. My kudos to Dr. Aisha. Dr. Aisha, thank you. You're very keen. I knew you were taking note of every good thing and also every mistake. At the background, I hope for you to tell us the good and the bad so that we will keep making it happen. Just before I hand over the mic to Pastor Commando, I want to remind us you're going to have the press secretaries tomorrow at 3 p.m. Amber time with a pidgin version of the president's speech and most probably the French version. And we'll have another crew of directors in the government coming to be introduced and also to analyze. We may have some members that were here today to be there tomorrow. And I want to use this opportunity because after now we're just going to be closing to thank all those that have been faithful. We realize that there are still people watching and watching. If they are still watching in this with that number on Facebook and on YouTube, then it's amazing what is happening back home. Pastor Commando, talk to us. Thank you, sir, for choosing to join us at this time.
Yeah, thank you very much, all the men of the press in the house. It's my pleasure to be with you this happy Independence Day that I've never heard for 50-something years that I was in La République du Cameroon, because they were hiding their independence so that we should not know that we had our independence differently. So today, we're a proud nation, and we can say Happy Independence Day. I've said it to several people in different countries, but I've never said it in my country. So today is a wonderful day, and I want to thank all the Ambazonians who have stood up to make it possible. Now, we know...
They told us about Fête Nationale. They told us that what we had was Fête Nationale. I don't know what that means.
Well, okay, Fête Nationale was a New Year Day. So Only a few of you who understood French could understand what Fête Nationale means. But to us, we wanted Happy Independence Day in our language. That Fête Nationale is an oppressive language, the language of the occupier, and it's very, very oppressive. So we may not want to understand what they are saying. Anyway, I come here today as one of the members of the directorate of the presidency in charge of spiritual affairs. And I want us to just get one verse of scripture. I will not take up to 5 minutes, trust me, and we will be gone. Now, in Psalms 127, verse 1 only, the Bible says, except the Lord build the house, they that labor in vain that build it. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman is watching in vain. Ambazonians, I want to let you know that the city and the land of Ambazonia is built by God and is being watched by God. And because of that, La Republique is flabbergasted and has used old methods and new methods and civil methods and archaic methods, use demons and try to use spirits, use metaphysics, and use everything possible, and it's not working because he who builds Ambazonia is the Lord, and Ambazonians have trusted in him. I want to crave your indulgence on this day of independence for us to just bow our heads, and we will say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord, for giving us Ambazonia. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, the Lord and maker of Ambazonia, the builder of Ambazonia, the keeper of Ambazonia. Today, oh God, across the nation of Ambazonia, we know the devil is looking in and lying in wait to destroy your people on this day of their joy. But we know that is but for a short while, because the enemy is furious that at the end, the people that they held in bondage, who were their slaves, who were working everything that you have given to them and passing across to them to eat on the tables. And today, their freedom has come. Father, I pray that you give the Ambazonians, especially on ground zero, wisdom, that they will know that these demons and these evil forces of darkness, these terrorists of La Republique, with their oppressive language, are hiding all over the place. And that because the independence is already cast, there is no way that they will have wisdom, oh God, not to go and face the bullets of these wicked men. Give them wisdom, Father. We know that our independence is already in our hands and nobody can take it away. Ambazonians, your independence is in your hands in ground zero and nobody can take it away. We therefore present our land before you, oh God, as a sacrifice. Take and bless it, Lord. When Abraham gave Isaac to you, you promised him the stars and the sands in the seashore. Ambazonia, oh God, has given to you the valiant men, the heroes who have gone ahead of us, who have stood their grounds, who have fought. Yes, little baby Martha, old Mama Happy, and the rest of them. They have been used as sacrificial lambs for us to get this independence. My Father, right now, oh God, beginning from the smallest of Ambazonians that is alive and yet to born, to the greatest that is in Ambazonia land, bless every one of them, oh God. Father, we particularly pray that you will confuse and you put in the hearts of our enablers as they are crying right now, that let them know that tomorrow Ambazonians, God-given people, shall forgive them if they repent. But now, Lord, take over our land. Our forces that are still in the bushes right now, protect them from this genocidal army that has gone in and locked up every place. Blind our armies from these people that they will not see them. In the mighty name of Jesus. Thank you, Father. Happy Independence Day 2021, Ambazonia. Amen.
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 Amen. Happy Independence Day, guys.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Hail this land of glory. We the Ambazonians pledge our loyalty. Praise the Son, our Savior, who granted us our freedom.
gentlemen, wonderful good night to everyone. Hey, PK.
Yeah, go ahead, Pastor Commando.
Did you know that when the president's speech was going on, those terrorists took away light from Ambazonia, especially in Bamenda? Especially in Bamenda, they took a light when the president just started his speech. After the speech, they brought back the lights. But I've just told some of the people who are reporting to me that the speech is still live on their Facebook and on their gadget. La Republique is coming too late. They think this is 1962. No, this is 2021, the age of IT, technology. Hey, God bless Ambazonia. We are just on time. Thank you.
Yes, we're rounding off. We're rounding off. Dr. Mwambe, do you want to say something before I just conclude it? Dr. Mwambe, you're muted. Dr. Mwambe, you're muted. Can we hear you? Go ahead.
Yes, my brother and my sister, happy Independence Day to everyone from Ambazonia who has Ambazonian blood in their veins, no matter where you are. We are blessed people. We are an honorable people. We are the beautiful ones who have been born to liberate our country. Our ARF are the beautiful ones who have been born to liberate our country. Our Ambazonians in Ground Zero who observe civil disobedience as a sign to the world and international community that we wanted this independence from the beginning. You know, there's always this, I think people always forget to state that and look at what the president of the House of Chiefs back then, His Royal Highness von Achirimbi II, he told Endele and he told Foncha straight up, if you all, we left Foncha because he wanted to take us to Nigeria. I mean, we left Endele because he wanted to take us to Nigeria. Foncha, if you are trying to take us to French Cameroon, we're going to leave you also. It'll be secession forever if that's the direction they're going to tell you. The people of Ambazonia have always wanted to be an independent country, not attached to anyone, because we know when we are attached to anybody, they mistreat us. And it's come to be true. Attached to Nigeria, they mistreated us. We left in Enugu House and we were trying to find our own thing. The international community played this funny game and attached us to French Cameroon, where we've been mistreated all these years. Enough is enough. To the Francophones, maybe you all don't understand my English when I say enough is enough, so I'll say it in French. Je n'ai marre.
Yeah.
It's enough.
Okay.
It's correct. So thank you, Paddy.
It's exactly 16 minutes after midnight in homeland. And from the phone calls, we get in the ambience. The people are excited. They now feel that they too have a nation. They are celebrating, and caution, remember to celebrate at home. Be vigilant, the Ambazonian Restoration Forces. We hope that you get this information quite on time. The French Cameroon, the Bulu, like the president calls it, the Bulu intervention rapide has gone on rampage. But we know that you know what to do. So be vigilant and stay watchful. We can be here all day. There is so much in the president's speech. I'm sure Secretary Chris will be talking about it tomorrow. We have twin programs tomorrow. Secretary Chris will be live at 6 p.m. Amber time with the cabinet of the interim government of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. I'm sure some of you have seen the flyers out there. So we're having a twin program tomorrow. It's a chain program where the directorate will come up by 3 p.m. with the French and Pidgin translation of the speech, and most probably the Spanish translation of the speech of the President of the Federal Republic of Ambazonia. And you will have some directors and some other analysts and panelists talk to you on some of the technical aspects of what the President discussed today before the anchor man comes up. So we're closing now, Dr. Mwambe. The remark for the anthem is good. We've received a lot of remarks. Please, you close the show right now with that anthem. Happy Independence Day, Ambazonia. You sleep good. For people from Mancon, for Ntaamafe, for when I make some achu, people for Bui, for Nve, for Jakiri, as Akai. keep some kibine, do everything, enjoy yourself, and make sure you're having some real roasted, that far away the bonam. Try as much as possible to get on the wonderful Batibo for Momo. Yeah, I greet you now all. And I wish I could call all the name them. What a huge and a rich diversity where we get. Good night, bye-bye. I am Tapadi. I hope to be with you some other time again. Bye-bye.